High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds a hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Miralrio has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
Hello, friends, and you are all our friends. It is Friday Night Football here at Arlington, technically Grand Prairie, as we're here to watch the Arlington Colts take on the South Grand Prairie Warriors. It's homecoming for the Warriors, and this is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you all of the Colt kickoff tonight. Presented to you by Chapman Cornelius, our pregame show sponsor. Fans, Chapman Cornelius, they sponsor our pregame show, a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business needs and budget. Call April or Jason today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. This is Jot Holly on the call, or as Zach calls me lately, Jason, because it seems to be what everybody else calls me. Zach is on the call with me tonight. He will be your play-by-play, the man in the skies. This is the golden voice, Zach Arnold, bringing you all the Colt football action.
Man, you're giving me way too much hype and way too much credit, but I'm excited to be on the call and excited to have an al fresco point of view. The sun is setting, so we're going to be in the shade in just a few moments here at the gorgeous Gopher Warrior Bowl in Grand Prairie. We have a really great match set up for you all tonight. The Arlington Colts are off to a 4-0 start and took care of business last week against Haltom to open up District 8-6A. Meanwhile, South Grand Prairie has been on a tear against what we can only hope are just inferior opponents, as they have scored an average of 64 points per game to open up the season, which is just ridiculous. So it will be Arlington, a team that makes great defensive stops. They got a pick 6 in the first week of the season. Mendoza got a game-sealing pick in last week's game against Haltom. So it's a team that makes big defensive plays against a team that makes big offensive plays, and it'll be really fun to see which one comes out on top tonight.
This will be my first chance to see the Arlington Colts since week 2 when they took on the Flower Mound Marcus at Marcus Stadium, a game that was shortened due to rain and lightning. The Colts did get the win, called that game 7-0. They did a great job of shutting down Garrett Nussmeier's younger brother, Colton, who is a 4-star quarterback in the state of Texas. So this will be my first chance to see the Colts, and we're here. We're going to be out with the people. We're not in the booth. As you see, the booth is directly across from us.
Yep.
Last week we were there for Bowie as they took on Grand Prairie. Bowie's going to be across town at the ballpark, the old ballpark, Choctaw Stadium, taking on Sam Houston at the Battle of New York Avenue.
The pregame show for that game is also live on the Zap Network with Pops and Tim Costello doing the pregame show over there. I don't know. I guess I'll call you Jock because that's what I'm used to calling you, but you're given names, Jason. And like you said, all of our interns, all the people that help out, that's what they know you as, so that's just what I've been labeling you as. But you mentioned not having a whole lot of Arlington games under your belt. What impressed you the most about the limited action that you saw the last time you saw the Colts on the field?
Well, it's always good, one, as a former Colt, to see the Colts play. So any chance I get to see them, it makes me feel good inside. The offensive line was very impressive. Coleman Cravens did a good job of using dig routes and curl routes against Flower Mound Marcus. 10-yard curls with the receiver stops, plants, and he's open. He's waiting for the ball to hit him in his hands. He did a good job versus Marcus in the few chances that he got to throw those curl routes. The way their defense was aligned. The defense for the Colts, on the other hand, did a good job of shutting down Nessmeyer the time I got a chance to see him, who for a four-star quarterback looked like he was the one not being recruited, unlike Cravens, who should be the four-star the way he played that game. So always for me, the front seven, Coach Nelson does a good job teaching his offensive line up front. The defense, they do a good job teaching the front seven to stay at home, don't bite at the ends, and work your way inside.
Looks like it's national anthem time here. We'll take a short break and continue with the pregame show after this. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. So it's school songs taking place right now as we got to say our thanks to John Wade Roofing very briefly. National anthem will be in just another moment. You get to hear Hail to Arlington High, and we'll highlight some of the Arlington High players for a moment, as Coleman Cravens is the team's leading passer with a 22 out of 44 clip, according to Dallas Morning News, combined with Max Preps, 276 yards, but he has a lot of help on the ground with players like Jamar Burton and Max Revere, who are capable of running the ball. Revere currently leads the team with almost 300 rushing yards and 5 scores. However, in the game against Weatherford, it was Burton who was the lead runner with over 130 rush yards on jet sweeps. So this is a multifaceted Arlington offense with several receivers that have 100-plus yards through the air in receiving. Kason Brown currently leads the team with 8 catches for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. As we get ready for the SGP school song, here's a brief look at this Warriors offense that scores 64 points per game. They scored 72 against Rowlett to open the season, 61 against Mansfield Legacy, and then last week put up 59 against Sam Houston. Dalen Brooks, a multi-sport athlete who also plays baseball, is the man behind the center. 29 of 38 for 76% clip, 7 touchdowns to just 1 interception, and a San Diego State recruit is his backfield mate in the form of Josiah Lucas. 34 carries, 12 yards per carry for 414 on this young season, and 7 touchdown runs. So there's 7 touchdowns through the air, Jot, 7 on the ground. This is a vaunted offense that Arlington is going to have to slow down.
You have a running back like Josiah Lucas who's going to San Diego State or being recruited by San Diego State, known to one of the greatest running backs we ever saw, Marshall Falk. The Aztecs know how to recruit running backs, and that's a running back that the Colts will have to look after. But the defense should be able to contain, as long as they do a good job keeping things on the inside. Don't push outside. Make sure they run at you. Don't whiff. Don't go for big shots. Just do what you're supposed to do, alignment, assignment, and attention to detail, and that can get you a win.
Arlington took care of business 36-20 against Mesquite to open the season, followed by a 38-27 homecoming win against Weatherford with that 7-0 weather game in between those two. Last week was a thriller. 28-21 the final against Haltom, coming all the way back from down 21-7. This team never gave up and were able to come all the way back, get a late touchdown. Haltom made some noise, but Arlington was able to quiet it in the final seconds of the ball game with Mendoza getting the game-sealing interception.
Yeah, I got to miss that here. Last week I was here for Bowie and Grand Prairie in a game that was never close after the second quarter as Bowie ended up taking a 50-point win, 64-14. So it's going to be hopefully something different. Maybe I'll get lucky to see what you had where last week with Arlington and Haltom. Maybe we get something similar to that, but the Colts, again, coming out with a victory. That's how you make your way 4-0. And don't forget, Zach, to go 4-0, it always starts up front. I was a big ugly, so I can tell you, the big uglies up front, Hallbrook, DeSoto's, Bostas, those are the guys.
They're going to be,
those are the ones you run behind.
They're absolutely going to be leaned on heavily in this ball game just because you need to protect your senior 3-year starter in the form of Coleman Cravens, who is a bit of a dual threat in and of itself. You can have that zone read, you can have those jet sweeps and a keeper on the end around. So Coleman Cravens is also no joke when it comes to running the ball as well as passing it. So there's a lot of potential threats on the offensive side of the ball, but it starts in the trenches for sure.
Always starts in the trenches. Arlington High is known for having good offensive linemen, and this is just another good group there. You cannot forget about Taylor, the right tackle. As long as you guys you have those 5 up front. Nelson's your fullback, or Nelson's your tight end, comes and goes, does a good job lead blocking. That gets you a win. That can make you 5-0 and give you a secure spot. We got 5 minutes left here to kick off, folks. Just waiting for both teams to get ready to run through. As you see, the Colts and the Warriors walk towards midfield here at the 50-yard line. The Gopher Warrior Bowl tonight. It'll be the Warrior half of the Gopher Warrior Bowl. To see who gets the ball first on kickoff. Thank you for joining us again. Zach on Productions bringing you all the action, Arlington High related, Bowie Volunteers related, even a few games sprinkled in for the Sam Houston Texans as both teams' captains are looking to see who gets the ball first.
Coleman Cravens, Jamar Burton, Cam Gray, and A.J. Payne are the captains for Arlington. We'll do our best to keep up with the SGP captains as well. All of the officiating information is going to go opposite of us since we're on the opposite sidelines. But since the Gopher Warrior Bowl doesn't have a logo at midfield, it'll look very similar to you as you're watching along at home.
Looks like Arlington's going to receive the ball first. They won the kickoff. They will get ball. So we will see Coleman Cravens bring the offense out in 4 minutes time here at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. And Zach's going to be your play-by-play man on the call. I'm just going to provide a little insight. Not much insight, just enough to make me sound smart.
That's one of the things you do best, man. That's why I love being on the call with you.
Doing a very baseball style setup here for us outside in
That's
the people.
true.
You are the man of the people.
This is true.
And I'm just a person among man of the people.
The Cravens were tuning into the broadcast on their phone here in the stands and turned to wave at us, realizing, hey, I'm on TV.
I'm right behind you. As you see the Warriors running out through their banner. Warriors 3-0, 1-0 in district play. The winner of this one takes possibly sole possession in district play. Coming in today, there are 4 teams 1-0. Lamar is one of those teams. Bowie is one of those teams. Arlington is the third team. And South Grand Prairie, 4 teams 1-0 coming into tonight. As you see the Sons of the White and Green carrying their Arlington flag, heading out to this Arlington crowd. I can't help but clap, Zach. This is natural.
It's a very natural feeling when you're literally 20 feet away from the high school marching band, and there's maybe less than 10 feet of sidelines here at the Gopher Warrior Bowl as the players are trying to make their way onto this near side sideline. That's far side for anybody else that's trying to tune in. I remember those cramped quarters, Jot, and this is one of the oldest stadiums in DFW, but also full of history and full of wonderful memories. It's a great neutral site for playoffs, and it's a home for some District 8-6A action here tonight.
And speaking of new stadiums, newest stadium in possibly the state of Texas.
It is the newest.
Was opened up last night at Martin High School. Glaspie Field was opened up. Seguin was the one to open it up last week as they took on the Colony, and Zach was there to do a little work.
I got to help out our friend Yadi Pagan, the PA voice of AISD, and he allowed me to be his spotter, so I got to help christen the new stadium last evening, and now I get to be at this stadium for the Colt faithful here tonight. Colors are making their way out to midfield. I love the pomp and circumstance of high school football, Jot. There is nothing like it, especially in the state of Texas. We'll turn it over to the stadium for the national anthem. And then after that, it is kickoff time and football time in Texas. Thanks so much for tuning in to tonight's game. You're still muted. Stand by. Trying to work out the sound mixing that goes on here at the Gopher Bowl. Not without technical difficulties. What would it be in Texas without them? Presentation of the colors has concluded. That means it's time to hit that share button. It is football time in Texas alongside Jot Holly. I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you tonight's District 8-6A action between the Arlington Colts and the South Grand Prairie Warriors. Hit that share button. Let the folks at home know that it is time to kick off. Weather report sponsored by our friends at CNLC in support of Colt football. First here, best here, kick 'em Colts. 84 degrees and only going to get cooler with the wind out of the east on a gorgeous rain-free night for football, Jot.
Beautiful night here. We're outside with the people in the elements, and it'll be a fun night. Well, I think our pregame sponsors, Chapman Cornelius, again. They sponsor every pregame that Zach Arnold Productions has. Bowie, Arlington, and Sam Houston. All pregames are sponsored by Chapman Cornelius Insurance, Inc. If you need any help with your insurance, call April or Jason today at 817-265-3346 or go to chapman-cornelius.com. They have a team of professionals who can help you. They've been doing it for over 50 years in the Arlington area.
Arlington will be receiving out of the west, moving to the east, right to left for you viewers at home tonight. Kicking off for the Warriors, that is number 34 in black, Danny Ortega. Deep for the Colts, Max Revere and Jamar Burton.
Prepare for the horse. Every time there's a kickoff here, the horse, made famous by Cliff Nobles and Company. Arlington High has adopted it and has been used ever since. So I'm ready for the horse to play in my left ear.
They are about 4 rows in front of us and about 15 feet to our left. So it will be very prominent for you folks tuning in at home tonight. Just make you feel like you're part of the action as the arms for SGP begin to sway. And we are underway. This one will be fielded at the goal line by Revere. He'll take it up the near sideline across the 20, and he's got a crease. There goes Revere to make a statement to start the ball game. One man to beat, and he does. Revere down the sidelines to the goal line. No flags. Touchdown, Arlington. What a statement to start the ball game.
What did Paul Revere say? Best by land or by sea? He did that by land, baby. He took off 100 yards right to left. What a way to kick the game off. Touchdown, Colts.
Didn't even need Coleman Cravens out there, as Revere took it himself 100 yards to the house. Extra point up and good. Your new score, Arlington 7 and SGP yet to get the ball. We'll be right back with more high school football on Zap right after this.
Are you a small business owner, reliable insurance company, or perhaps you're navigating complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Welcome back to the Warrior Bowl. We haven't had a chance to see the offense come out. We've already had fireworks here to start the first quarter. And that touchdown is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. The drive summary wasn't even a drive. It was a 100-yard kickoff return by Revere to get the game started. Next time you're ready to drive something new, call Yadi Pagan, 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference.
This one's going to get bobbled at the 10-yard line, and not very good field position for SGP. They'll get it at about the 15-yard line, and that will be where the Warriors will start, 1st and 10. So a kickoff return for a touchdown, and now a little bit backed up behind the line there, Jot.
Yeah, backed up behind the line there. Good job by the kickoff team to get back there after the bobble. It's basically a 100-yard sprint. Good job by the Colts to sprint as fast as they could to prevent anything from SGP happening. As you see, the South Grand Prairie offense coming out to start with their first drive of the first half. They come back in a shotgun split back. They send a man in motion. It looks like it's going to be a legal procedure on the Warriors. Hadn't had a chance to get the drive going. They had 2 men in the backfield, but false start. 1st and 15. Let's go ahead and start this drive again. The Warriors coming out at the 11-yard line. They're 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in district play. And they're looking to try to get something happen here. 1st and 15, pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left. And we have a handoff here up the middle. No, he's going to pull back. He's looking, he's going to roll out. And that ball they're incomplete, but there are 2 flags in the backfield. There's 2 flags back on the play at the 30 and 35-yard line. Looks like they might be on the defense. We will see. Currently it's 2nd and 15. A legal formation on the defense, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st down, so it's going to erase that 5-yard penalty the Colts have gotten. Dalen Brooks back there. Dalen Brooks known for being one of the main players on the South Grand Prairie baseball team. He's back there starting quarterback, and his first throw of the game is going to be null and void after that 5-yard penalty. Split backs. Dalen Brooks sends a man in motion. He's going to hand it off, and the handoff is going to go nowhere. Good job by the Colts defense to cut the runner back down 4 yards. Josiah Lucas. Second down and 8, 2-yard game by Josiah Lucas. Lucas, an Aztec bound, heading to San Diego State, home of Marshall Falk. 2nd and 8. Dalen Brooks dropped back. He looks, he has a man. That ball is going to be incomplete. Good defense on the backside for the Colts. Number 8, Samaj Davis, stride for stride. Stride for stride there is going to bring up 3rd and 8. Dalen Brooks coming out firing. They're trying to take advantage of a single receivers outside on the hash marks. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 18-yard line. Trips left for Brooks. Brooks gets the snap. He looks. He has pressure in his face, and he is going nowhere. Good job by the Colts defense. 2 men get back there for the Colts. Is going to bring up 4th down and 12. Number 12, Luis Mendoza, made the big pick last week versus Halton to seal the deal. He was the first one back there in Dalen Brooks' face. Gave him no room to run, bring up 4th and 13, and now we get a chance to see the Colts offense. Garcia, number 35, is going to be back to punt for the Warriors. First punt of the game. The Colts are looking to get this ball in good field position. As Garcia's punt is almost blocked. It looked like it was tipped, It is going to take a Warrior bounce. It's going to roll at the 42-yard line, still in Warrior territory. And that's where Coleman Cravens will bring out the Arlington Colts for their first drive officially of the game. And as they get the offense set up, we're going to stay here. Looks like Zach's working on a little technical difficulties. So you get me for the moment. I'm excited as the Colts have a 7-0 lead. They're going to get the ball at the 42-yard line after about a 30-yard punt by Garcia. And here comes Coleman Cravens walking behind big number 74 Holbrook. Left tackle Holbrook's left guard 73 Soto. Center Soto, right guard Bastos, right tackle Taylor. Those are the 5 guys you need to know up front that are going to be protecting Coleman Cravens. Has come out with a 5-wide set. And he gets the ball on the snap. 5 receiver set. Cravens looks, he fires, he has a man, and that ball's going to be short. It's going to be second down. He had a man on a slant, wasn't able to get enough on it. He felt a little bit of pressure. Kason Brown, number 4. That ball landed right at his feet. Now it's going to bring up 2nd and 10, ball at the 42-yard line. Cravens telling his offensive line what's going to happen here. Another 5-wide set, more of a 4-wide with the tight end left. Sends a man in motion. He's going to be jet sweep. No, he's going to pull it on himself. He's going to cut up to the 40. He's going to be brought down at the 36-yard line. Good run, Coleman Cravens. Looked like a read option on the jet sweep. Coleman Cravens able to fight up for about 5 or 6 yards down at the 36-yard line. 3rd down, Arlington High. They went ahead and gave him 5. 3rd and 5. Ball at the 36, 37-yard line of South Grand Prairie. Colts technically would be in field goal position if this was college, but with this high school, it might be a little bit long for a high school kicker. It means it might be 4-down territory with a 7-0 lead. 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 5-wide set again for Cravens. South Grand Prairie is going to bring pressure. Sends a man in motion. He pulls it this time. He's going to keep it, and he is going to fight. He's keeping those legs moving. He is going to be brought down at the 36, 35. Managed to get possibly a yard or 2. Holbrook's going to get up with no helmet on. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Decision time for Coach Peach. Holbrook's going to have to come off for a play, as a helmet removal in high school and in college means you have to sit out one play, make sure everybody's fine, make sure they have their senses together. And we're going to get a, looks like they're going to just pause the clock for a moment. Officials trying to get things settled up down there. Waiting to see what the call is. Coleman Cravens on that last play kept it. He had Burton come around on the end around, decided against to hand it off and took it for himself. Managed able to get a yard, 4th and 5 still at the 37. Waiting on what the officials are saying, maybe a little clock situation. Yeah, they're going to reset the clock back to 9:20. Clock was still running. 9:20. Colts lead 7-0, and they're going to go for it. This was 4-down territory. Cravens, Rivera to his right. 2 receivers to the left. Sends Rivera in motion. Cravens drops. He looks. He fires. Curl route, and that's going to be over the head. That is going to be incomplete, and it's going to bring up. That's going to be a 4th down. Turnover on downs. Kason Brown just not tall enough to get to that ball. Coleman Cravens led his receiver. He had one-on-one coverage on a curl route like we were saying in the pregame show. Last time I got a chance to see these Colts, a lot of curls, a lot of digs, because it helps you have big body receivers. They can turn, they catch it. Quarterback's got to put it on the mark there. Turnover on downs. Warriors will get the ball at the 37-yard line for their second drive of the game. We're sorry about the lag, ladies and gentlemen. Zach is here working on it. As you see the Warriors come out, Dalen Brooks with Josiah Lucas in the background. Brooks takes a handoff, hands it back to Lucas. Lucas looking for a block. He's going nowhere. He's going to be dot down at the 41-yard line. Hit the line of scrimmage, found a little bit of a gap. 4-yard game down at the 40 to 41-yard line of South Grand Prairie. 2nd and 6, 8 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And the Colts still lead 7-0 after that opening game kickoff by Revere. 2nd and 6, handoff. Nope, Brooks keeps it. Brooks is looking. He is wrapped up. He is going to get rid of it. That might be intentional grounding. Nobody's in the way. That's intentional grounding. And the referee is looking. He's thinking about making the call. Dalen Brooks got rid of it. He was not outside the tackle box. But that should be intentional grounding. They're going to go ahead and wave it off. Bring up 3rd and 6. Nope, there's the flag. Dalen Brooks, he had people on his face. Mendoza was there ready to bring him down. Brooks has released it. You can't get rid of the ball like that in high school, especially as a quarterback. That's intentional grounding. Nobody's there. Nobody's in the area. It's going to bring up 3rd down. So it's a loss of downs and a 5-yard penalty, 3rd and 11. Ball's back at the 36 where this drive started. Brooks, split back, shotgun look, 2 receivers to his left. And that ball is going to be dribbled, and it's going to be dead ball there at the 31-yard line. Bad snap by the Warriors. 4th and 16. Terrible start for the game for the Warriors, as that was a bad snap. Nowhere near Dalen Brooks. Looks like it might have been even a halfback direct. Wasn't able to get it to him. So now the Colts can get the ball back for their second official drive of the game. 4th and 16. Garcia back to punt. He is lined up at his 17-yard line. And that ball, it's a good kick for Garcia. It's down at the 49. It's going to bounce and roll, and it's going to take a Warrior roll down to the 37-yard line. And we're going to step aside for a commercial break real quick. The Colts will come out for their second drive of the game. This is Zach Productions bringing you Arlington Colts football, presented by John Wade Roofing. Well, I guess we're back. Had a little bit of a window difficulty. Heard the good old Windows chime. Well, the Colts come out for their second drive. Game started off with a bang. Revere had a 100-yard kickoff return. And now the Colts will get the ball at the 37-yard line, this time in their own territory. Cravens takes the toss back to Revere. Revere looking for blocking. He has a cut-up man. He's going to get down at the 38. Good run by Revere. First down run. It's going to be down about 3 yards there. Revere is looking for the blocking on the outside. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Second and 8 for the Colts. 7:30 left to go in the first quarter. Cravens looking for a play. He's telling his offensive line what we're running. Revere's going to line up to his left. Burton's going to be in the slot. You can have Brown on the outside, number 4. And the snap, it's going to be a play action. Coleman Cravens looks, he gets hit in the arm as he releases it. The ball's going to fall short. Christian Moore on the outside. Alex Moore on the outside. Ball falls short of him. 3rd and 9. Ball still at the 38-yard line. The Colts are looking to get something going on their second official drive of the game. Third and 9. Cravens has a 5-receiver set. Burton in the slot. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. South Grand Prairie comes out in the dime. 4-receiver look, 6 defensive backs. Cravens gets the snap. He's looking. He has a man in the slot. He's going to take off running. He has open space. He looked to the 45, to the 50. He ducks down. He's going to be. He made it to the past the first down marker at the 45. He's down at the 50. First down. Good run by Coleman Cravens. He saw that everybody was covered. Had a gap in the middle by the way that they were running man-to-man defense, and had an open space to run. Good run by Coleman Cravens. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 4th play of the drive. Cravens comes out 5-receiver set. Let's see if South Grand Prairie has a spy on him as they come out in the dime formation. And a flag on the Colts. Look to see if delay a game or false start. False start on the Colts. Not a good thing you want to do is lose 5 yards after a big play. 1st and 15 at the 45 now. 6:49 left to go in the first. The Colts have a 7-0 lead still. Second full drive for the Colts. 4th play of the drive still. Cravens, 5 receivers. On 5 receivers, look, 3 to the left. Cravens drops, looks, quick curl, and that is going to be caught at the 50-yard line. He's going to be brought down at the 49. Number 24, Cannon Cameron on the outside. That's going to get those 5 penalty yards back, plus 1. Bring up 2nd and 9. 2nd and 6, 6-yard curl route. That's one thing that I've seen a lot of curl routes from Coleman Cravens, which works. So it means he has a good fast arm, like you see at a lot of baseball pitchers, or a lot of quarterbacks like Russell Wilson who played baseball. He got a quick release, curl route. Receiver's got a big body, can turn and catch it. As you see, 2nd down, the ball snap. Cravens looking, he gets hit as he releases it, and that ball's gonna be over the head of everybody. Hey, Cravens took a shot. He's down at the 48, but he's gonna pop back up. 3rd and 9. Cravens took a shot there. Looks like Jackson Nelson was the one running deep for the Colts. 3rd down and 9, 5:56 left to go in the first. The Warriors on their homecoming are looking to try to get off the field. They've had 2 bad drives. The Colts, on the other hand, this is their 2nd drive, looking to get something going. 7th play of the drive. As you see another 5-receiver look, Cravens looks. He has a man in his face, but he fires, and that ball is too far ahead of the receiver, Kason Brown. 4th down. Cravens trying to zing that ball into the ground. He's overthrown him a few times, and then there on the slants, he's not able to connect to the receiver. Cravens looks like he wanted to run it, but South Grand Prairie came out with the spy. Middle linebacker was staring Cravens down. Now it's 4th down, and the Colts are going to have to punt the ball back to the Warriors. And we have a flag on the punt. Looks like it might be false start on the Colts. False start on Arlington High. It's going to put them back 5, so they'll be punting from the 44-yard line. Number 43, Pierce Ling, the senior, is back there punting. 4th and 14. Ling set up at his 33-yard line to receive this punt. Punt, good snap, good hold, good kick. And that's a good punt by Ling. It's going to be fielded at the 12-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will get the ball for their 3rd drive. I believe we're going to step aside for a commercial break. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Colt Football, presented by John Wade Roofing.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get in the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
The inside handoff to Josiah Lucas was for no gain, maybe a loss on that play. Jot Holly going to take a look at some of the tech now and see if we can't figure out what's going on right now as Lucas takes off down the near sideline and he may be gone. That is the speed of number 4. He's going to outrun everybody. And just like that, on a 90-yard run, Josiah Lucas takes it in for 6, and nobody wanted to see that anyway. Boy, this Alfresco broadcast is doing a number on us today as we try to manage the HDMI cable. Try to make sure we can see what we need to see and make sure that it's at the bandwidth that you'll be able to see along at home. There is a penalty marker on the play as the officials are conferring. Welcome to Grand Prairie, says the mural just outside the Gopher Bowl. Touchdown is the call. Lucas. So Lucas, number 4, and Troy McDaniel, number 9, guilty of a couple of unsportsmanlike infractions as we get a very unconventional look here. And now the Warriors will return. Josiah Lucas taking care of it himself as the extra point is up and true. And after that one play, we're tied. We'll be back right after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817.
Welcome back to the Warrior Bowl. Jot Holly going to be Mr. Troubleshooter for a few minutes while I try to bring you this presentation. As the Warriors tying things up on a big run by Josiah Lucas. We'll see if they kick to Revere. No, they'll go in the direction of Burton now. He'll take it 2 yards deep and bring it out up the far side from our vantage point. Burton's got some wheels too as he stutter steps, and he'll get wrapped up and wrapped down at about the 19-yard line. And that's where Arlington will start, 1st and 10. Some production notes here, Jot. If we take a look at output here. So current bit rate is, we're taking a look at the keyframe interval. That's how many frames we've dropped according to OBS. But then if you go to video, you can see that that's our resolution and that's our FPS value, but cannot make any adjustments to it while we're live, apparently. So there are certain limitations, but that is the parameters that we're looking at. We'll see. Do you feel like that could be the reason? Is it too high? It might. Cravens and company out around the 20-yard line. He's got 4 receivers looking towards one of them to the left. He'll come back middle, and that is caught at about the 28-yard line. That's Kason Brown on the reception. That'll move it forward to 2nd down and short. This is a Cravens keeper to the corner, and he's got the 1st down and more as Coleman Cravens gets it up to about the 40-yard line on the keeper. Good run there by number 1. He's got that option and took advantage of what the defense was giving him to move the chains. 4:20 to go in this opening period. Tied at 7 apiece. Four receivers again. Cravens looking left, throwing left, and it's deflected and will fall incomplete. If there are any fans at home tuning in on their television sets, we would appreciate your input on the visual quality of tonight's broadcast. Looking at it on my phone, it doesn't look amazing, but would really appreciate getting some feedback from those of you in the chat. If you subscribe to the channel, as this screen pass is deflected in there on the deflection for South Grand Prairie, number 11, junior defensive lineman Noah Kennedy in there to stop the screen from developing. Please join us in the chat. If you subscribe to the channel for 10 minutes or so, you can join the chat section and let us know how things are looking on your end. Four receivers and a tight end. Nobody back there for Cravens as he faces a 3rd and 10. 3-man rush. They drop 8. Cravens up top looking for Burton, and it is going to be picked off. Cravens throws an interception, his 3rd of the season, and SGP has the ball back when we come back.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Romney Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Romy Pools LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Welcome back to the Warrior Bowl. As we continue to bring you tonight's broadcast, Lucas fresh off of a big touchdown run. This is Dalen Brooks going over the top, and he had a man and threw it behind him. Looks like the intended target that time was number 6, Lemuel Aguirre. Thank you to our PA announcer here at the Warrior Bowl. Lady AMG3 says that everything looks okay. We appreciate your insights as it goes to a 4-receiver set here. And now all 4 of them in motion. I don't think I've ever seen 4 receivers motion that way. A lot of misdirection and a lot of communication taking place with the Colt defense as Lucas will get it up the middle, and he'll get stopped after a pickup of a couple. Third down and 8, 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. Brooks back to pass, under pressure, having to roll. Looking, firing, got a man down the sidelines, and caught across midfield at the 35. He went in the direction of Aguirre again, and this time number 6 delivers.
Yeah, it's not a good job. I mean, it's a lucky play considering the fact that Brooks was covered. Brooks had to roll out, and he had to release it across body. But Davis, you got to keep your head turned around right there to get the stop.
Very quick to the line goes South Grand Prairie as we go under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. When you've done everything that you physically can do, Jot, at some point you have to put your trust in your internet signal and your faith in the fans that are watching along at home. Michael Mendoza in the chat says that it lags a little bit here and there, but overall pretty good. Thank you all for your patience with us as we bring you this district ball game.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game?
Here, a lot of the Colt faithful are excited to be here. Great turnout as Lucas grabbed from behind the jersey as he runs into the red zone down at exactly the 20-yard line as he moves the chains for South Grand Prairie.
Colts need to stop here.
Lucas bouncing it outside. Flag is thrown at the 20 as a Colt player has lost his helmet.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been an ear hole. Was the ear hole shot is I guess a defenseless defender. That is some type of holding. No, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be a personal foul after the play. Number 20 got landed on by the Colts.
Gaston.
Yeah, number 60, big number 60 there. He might get ejected. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct type hit. He kind of splashed on him after he's already down, and he lost his helmet. He should, in theory, be possibly tossed from the game. You can't lay on a man like that, especially what we saw.
Something that egregious. We'll turn it up and see what the referee says. It is just a personal foul.
And he's lucky because there was a play in Michigan where a defender had splashed onto an offensive player and broke 2 vertebrae on that player, high school player. He took him down, and then he splashed on him again, more like a wrestling move. And that's what you can't do right there as an offensive lineman. That should have been an ejection because a player could have got injured that way.
As it stands, it's going to be a deep pass play. Brooks going up over the top and overthrows everybody.
And that's good defense there. Kept the eye on him, ran with him. He got the 5 yards of contact, and he stayed with him.
66, Isaiah Torres is who the official says was guilty of the infraction. And it's going to put them potentially outside of field goal range if Arlington can get a stop here, Jot.
Yeah, Torres, that's one of those things you can't have happen if you're an offensive lineman. You can't splash on a defender like that. That's a defensive player. As you see, Lucas gets another handoff here. Good job by the Colts to wrangle him up in the backfield by the 33, possibly a gain of 2.
Lucas has run for over 400 yards coming into tonight including 110 and 3 touchdowns in reduced work against Sam Houston. He was probably done by the third quarter, Jot. He'll probably have to play all 4 as number 4 goes into the slot to the left-hand side. 4 receivers for Brooks on 3rd and long, looking to his left. On his opposite hand, has to set, cannot, and he'll get wrapped up behind the 40.
Good job by Mendoza.
Luis Mendoza, after the personal foul, pushes them further back, and South Grand Prairie is going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, good job by Mendoza there. The Colts are bringing pressure on 3rd and 25. Dalen Brooks likes to roll out, and it's weird having a right-handed quarterback running to roll out to his left.
That's very unusual.
You're throwing cross bodies, so everything you throw is likely to be picked.
Revere standing at his own 10, back to receive the punt. It's sent away cleanly. He'll come up to about the 15 and field it without a fair catch, and he'll get dropped at about the 16. That's where Arlington's next possession will be with 49 seconds to go in the quarter. This is high school football, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster. No hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
Welcome back to the Warrior Bowl in Grand Prairie, Texas. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you this 8-6A action as this handoff will go to the right-hand side for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Arlington backed up inside their own 20. They were able to force a stop there, but now they're up against their own goalpost there, Jot.
Yeah, up against your own goalpost. Good job, though, by the defense to get a stop. Get a little bit of help by the
personal foul.
Brain lamps on an offensive lineman. Can't do that, but good job by the defense there to not let Dalen Brooks get anything, big plays going out of it. And then you have a chance to try to get something down the field going.
Man in motion, they're going to give. And some downfield blocking across the 25, across the 30. And that's first down yardage on the jet sweep. I believe that was Burton on the carry. And that'll move the sticks for an Arlington first down.
That'll most likely be the last play of the first quarter, Zach.
That is indeed the first 12 minutes elapsed. Arlington started the scoring with a 100-yard kickoff return, and then South Grand Prairie answered with a score of their own. 7 as we head to the second here at the Gopher Bowl.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpas to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
This broadcast is the intellectual property of Zach Arnold Productions. Any use of their multimedia, including audio, video, images, and other content, may not be repurposed without prior express consent of Zach Arnold Productions. We thank you for your cooperation and for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
Welcome back to the Gopher Warrior Bowl. Tonight is the Warrior Bowl. It is homecoming for the South Grand Prairie Warriors. But we don't care about what the Warriors have going on at halftime for homecoming. This is a Colts broadcast. We are bringing you Colt football. It is 7-7 to start the second quarter. The game started off with a big bang. Revere had a 100-yard kickoff return to get the scoring going. And then the Arlington offense has hit some type of lag, Zach, that they haven't been able to get past the Warrior defense.
Yeah, it looks like the Warrior front seven has been taking care of whatever holes the O-line is trying to create, which is why they had such success on that last jet sweep to Burton. Get him in space, get him to the corners, and see if he can turn it upfield, and he was able to do that successfully. We'll see if Arlington continues to put Burton in motion. That was a very successful set of plays against Weatherford a couple of weeks ago, and it may be successful against South Grand Prairie here tonight, too.
As you see, Craven's going to bring the offense back out. They're waiting for the scoreboard to get adjusted. Scoreboard operator's too busy talking on the opposite side. There you go. Scoreboard set. 12 minutes on the clock. Craven's going to come out with 2 to his left and a shotgun. Revere's going to be on his right. He's going to have a tight end. And let's see what the Colts can get going after that big jet sweep there to end the first quarter. Craven sends a man in motion. Look to see, he sends another man in motion. Jet sweep here to Burton. Burton's looking for a place to cut up. He's going to cut up. Oh, he breaks a man off. He cuts back. There's the horse collar, and there's going to be a personal foul.
And Burton just refuses to go down as he takes defenders with him to the 37.
On top of that, good big run by Burton. Looks like a run of 8. He's dragging Warriors with him. Personal foul. Colts can get the free 15. Let's go ahead and mark it on up. The Colts are driving here.
It'll be 15 from the end of the play, I would imagine. So they'll give Burton the 7 and then throw on another 15 after. Great effort by the homecoming king to just never give up on the play.
That's going to put the Colts in the Warrior territory. That was the third play of the drive, and now they're at the 48-yard line of the Warriors. Good play by Burton there on a jet sweep. South Grand Prairie is coming out in the three defensive lineman set, but they have a 3-3-5 stack, so they have kind of like a rover, and so it's hard to get things running up the middle. Arlington's taking advantage of it. As you see, Craven's here in the round, and he has Brown who takes a shot, but he fights off it. He looks, there's 2 flags in the background, might be holding. And
that's
Brown
definitely in the area of holding unless it was a late hit on the quarterback. You know, Judd, you were talking about this being a Arlington broadcast, and that is true. We serve Arlington ISD, but I noticed that Haltom did not have their broadcast crew last week, and we had some record-setting numbers from Haltom fans that chose to tune in to our game. And we have a really good turnout tonight so far. So if there are any South Grand Prairie faithful tuning in tonight, we appreciate you being a part of this, supporting these high school athletes. We obviously love Arlington ISD, but the hospitality of GPISD is what got us here in the first place. They gave us permission to set up where we've set up, and we get to bring you tonight's action because GPISD thinks highly enough of us for us to be here. So
during baseball season, the Warrior fans have tuned in a lot. We do thank those during baseball season. Tonight, it's a new game. It's football. So we do thank you. If you're joining in, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, follow everything Arlington, Bowie, and Sam Houston related that Zach has to offer here. Zach the Voice. Make sure you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and keep up with every Friday night action. As you see, first down after that holding, Cravens looks. He has a man one-on-one coverage just deep down the sideline. He's going to cut back. It is going to be dropped.
In and out of the hands of number 4, Kason Brown. That's his favorite target. 8 catches on the season for 110 yards and 2 scores. Brown had to complete the catch through the process, and that was the problem. He had it, and then when he hit the ground, it popped out from his arms.
And it must be something with this field because both Brooks and Coleman run everything to the far sideline, our far sideline, which would be the Warriors' home side of the field. Every deep ball I've seen has gone down those hash marks. After the drop, 2nd and 20, Coleman Cravens comes out with Revere on his left. Red wide receivers 2-2. As you see, Cravens drops back. He looks. He has a man, and that is going to be caught at the 41-yard line. He's going to break a man. He breaks 2 men. He takes a man with him down to the 36-yard line, number 5.
Alex Moore with the reception.
And there's going to be an injury on the play. Where's the injury at?
Looks like number 8 for the Warriors, a little slow to come off of the field there.
That's a good job by Moore. He found the hole. It looks like a post that they ran, or maybe kind of like a post corner, kind of like more of a kind of like a corner inverted. Would be like a staggered post, slant and go. Moore was able to find the gap. Coleman Cravens put it on him. Good job. First down. Now first down at the 37-yard line. The Colts are driving. This is the 6th play of this drive. Split wide receivers 2-2. Coleman Cravens looks, bubble screen to Brown, and he's going to have a block in front of him. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to go down at the 29-yard line. See if they give him the length of where he actually fell out of bounds at. Down at the 31. Second and 6. Good job. 2nd and 3, sorry. Good job on that bubble screen there. Good job lead blocking by Burton. When you run a double stack like that, you're leaving your receivers out to block corners. Burton did a good job to block. 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. Ball at the 31-yard line. The Colts are still driving. Play number 7 on the drive. Revere to the left of Cravens. Warriors in the 3-3-5. Revere following behind 2 pulling blockers. And good block by Holbrook. As Revere, he cuts outside. He's looking, and he's going to be brought down at the 19-yard line. Holbrook and Soto, you follow behind your big man, you get things working. First down in the red zone for the Colts.
Yeah, finally tracked down there by Kenneth Peck, the senior defensive back, but that was a good move to the outside instead of cutting up the middle. for an extra 4 or 5 yards there by Revere.
Revere making things happen tonight for the Colts. He's back there next to Cravens on the left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Looks like the Warriors might want to press on the outside. They're going to send the blitz on the backside. Cravens looks. He has a man in. He is going to in and out of the hands.
Looking for number 5 again, Alex Moore. Moore had a couple of catches for 41 yards in last week's game against Haltom. Just in and out of the hands. That was a well-thrown ball. Just could not quite haul it in. Right between 2 defenders.
Right between 2 defenders. Moore ran the post cleanly. He found the gap. Cravens puts it on him. You got to catch the ball. It hits you in the hands. And that's what Herman Edwards always says. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. 2nd and 10 for the Colts. 9th play of the drive. They come out in a heavy set. 2 receivers to the right. 2 tight ends in. Send a man in motion. Cravens looks at the man in motion. He's looking back to the right. He has Burton open. Burton's going to catch that in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Arlington.
I love a good wheel route, and that's exactly what that was. Jamar Burton puts Arlington back in front.
Colts have a 13-7 lead. Good job by Burton on the wheel route there. The way that the Colts were set up, they had 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right, sent a man in motion, had 2 tight ends to the left.
All the attention went where the shift happened, and then Burton just slips out from behind.
As we see, the extra point is up, and that is good. Colts lead 14-7. We're going to step aside real quick. 9:20 left to go here in the first half. Colts lead. This is Zach on Productions bringing you Colt football presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the Warrior Bowl. Classic South Drive summary. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. A 9-play, 84-yard drive capped off by the touchdown pass from Coleman Cravens to Jamar Burton. That was a 19-yarder. Is that what you're showing me there?
19-yard catch.
Keeping up with the stats. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Sometimes when your brain is working on numbers, your brain's working on numbers. Colts lead 14-7 as that ball is kicked off. And it is going to be fielded at the 2-yard line. Return for South Grand Prairie. Looks, he has some blocking, but good job by the Colts to wrangle him up. And there is some infighting over here on the backside. Looks like one of the Colts took a blindside hit. No flag on it.
32, Nate Hall bringing down number 13, Amari Wyatt, the junior wideout. Not getting very far, maybe touchback yardage, but he paid the price for it.
Yeah, they're doing some physical hitting out here. Both teams are. Offensive line doing some physical hitting each other hard. As you see, South Grand Prairie can get the ball. They're going to start the drive at the 24-yard line.
These are the top 2 teams in the district, Jot, so it's understandable that would be a hard-hitting, high-octane ball game.
Brooks comes out with Lucas on his left. Brooks looks, quick curl, and that ball is caught at the 33. He's fighting. He's trying to make a man miss. He's not able to make a man miss. Held on. Good job by the defense, holding him down to 3 yards there.
Cash Clark on the reception.
That was a gain of 8. I'm sorry. The angle we're sitting at makes everything shorter than what it actually is. Gain of 8, so 2nd and 2. Ball is now at the 31-yard line, and the Warriors in a full house. Brooks hands the ball off to the 3rd running back, who is hit in the backfield. Number 3.
Great pursuit there as they go after Cash Clark.
Number 3 for the Warriors. Cash Clark. Yeah, that's Cash Clark. I'm sorry. My ear was working and my brain wasn't working. After a good stop in the backfield, 3rd and 7. Ball's at the 26. Brooks, strong pistol set. He drops back. He's looking for a man in the backfield, and he is hit. Good sack by Mendoza to fill the hole, take Brooks down, and that is 4th down.
And that's the defensive scheme of Arlington, being able to mix and match and get Brooks down That's something that South Grand Prairie hasn't faced much this season, is a relentless mix and match defense. And he gets sacked for a loss there, and South is going to have to punt it away at their own 3-yard line.
I believe that's Mendoza's third sack of the half already. As the punter is back at the 5-yard line, this ball is kicked up. It is almost blocked. It is away, and it's going to take a Colt bounce. Dead ball at the 46-yard line, and that's where the Colts will take over. 7:45 left to go in the first half. Colts lead. We're going to step aside and bring you back the rest of the second quarter. This is Colt Football presented to you by John Wade Roofing.
Navigating Medicare isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
The Colts get the ball to start here at the 47-yard line, up 14-7, 7:45 left to go in the first quarter. Coleman Craven sees Burton in motion. He's going to hand the ball off to Revere. Revere's looking. He looks for a hole. He's going to follow behind his blocking. Get brought down at the 43-yard line. That is going to be a 4-yard run for Revere. Revere started the game off with, ladies and gentlemen, a 100-yard kickoff return to start the game. That's things you see in college football 26, but it happens. It's great when it happens for your team in real life. 2nd and 6. Craven's looking to see what the play is going to be called. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Mendoza for the Colts has 3 sacks. The linebacker, he's doing a good job of keeping Brooks contained on the defense. Now the offense looking to make something happen. Revere to the left. He has a tight end puller. He's going to follow behind that puller, and he is going to go nowhere. No gain, 3rd and 7. The Colts brought William Nelson in to block the lead block there. He came to pull around, just nowhere for the puller to go. And when you can't get a good backside block from your right tackle, the guy pulling your tight end or your left guard or tackle, they have nowhere to go. So you're going to have this big clump there. Revere's not able to get past the clump. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Revere's to the right of Cravens. 2 receivers to the right. Burton in the slot. And there is a false start on the defense. And free play, and that ball is going to be a jump ball pick. It's not going to matter. He's going to take it all the way back to the house if he wants. Nope, Holbrook's going for the tackle. And the defender's going to run out of bounds. Free play, so the Colts will get the ball back thanks to the jump off sides by the Warriors, not watching the ball. Good job by Cravens there with a hard snap, making the Warriors jump. Warriors jumped off sides. Now they keep the ball. It'll be 3rd and 2 after that penalty. As Zach stepped aside, so I'm going to be doing a little solo cast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for us tonight. South Grand Prairie, it is their homecoming, so they have a full house there across the way. We're not in the press box tonight. We're across the way. We're the men of the people. Zach's definitely the man of the people. I'm just kind of here chilling. We have a full house here, so thank you for everybody tuning in and all the Arlington fans that have shown up to support their Colts. As the referees discuss what should be a easy penalty. 2 fouls on the play, on the defense. There's an offsides. And then after the play, personal foul on the defense, late hit. The late hit comes after the free play, but it still counts as a personal foul. So the Colts are going to get a free first down out of that. The referee's starting at the 39 where the ball was marked at 2 originally. He's going 25-24. So after the free play, thanks to the offsides and then the personal foul at the very end, the Colts have the ball 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line. The last time the Colts were down here, they hit a wheel route, 19-yard touchdown to Burton. That was just 3 minutes ago on the game clock. 6:20 left to go here. See if the Colts can get another touchdown to extend this lead. The Colts are coming out in that same heavy set that they scored on previously. 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Let's see if they're going to send 24 Cameron in motion. And they're going to send 3-minute motion. Looks like a strong pistol. And it's going to be a toss play out to Burton. Burton makes a man miss. Oh, my goodness. And he fights his way down to the 20-yard line. Good job by Burton keeping those feet moving, making a man miss, and getting something out of nothing there. 2nd and 7. Colts knocking on the door, extending this lead from 7 to hopefully 10. If you're Arlington, you want to make it 14. 5:55 left to go, the second quarter. Revere to the right of Cravens. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Burton's on the top of your screen in the slot. One-on-one coverage. Cravens drops. He's looking, and he's going to take off. He's going to release it to the back of the end zone. That is Moore, and it's through Moore's hands again. The second touchdown Moore has dropped tonight in previous drives.
It's so tough because it's in and out of the hands. And you know Arlington is inches away from a 2-possession lead. But you just got to be able to you got to finish the play. You got to finish the drive.
The inability of catching the ball in the end zone. Hey, look, I understand they're all high school kids, but the golden rule is if it touches your hands, you got to catch it. 3rd and 7 now. Ball still at the 21-yard line. Revere to the right. Cravens looks. He has pressure, and he is going to hit that ball to good catch at the 10-yard line. He's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. Number 3, Jackson Nelson on the outside. Brought it in.
It's another one of those curl routes you were talking about. He comes back to the ball, sits down in the zone, and gets the completion and gets the 1st and goal.
And that's the one thing that Arlington, the last 2 games I've seen them, curl routes work. When they have bigger receivers and bigger tight ends, the defense in high school, they're not taught to press up and run with the man. They give you 5 to 10-yard cushion. The curl route's going to be right there for you. As we see 1st and goal now, ball at the 6-yard line. That heavy pistol, a heavy shotgun set, sends a man in motion. Burton's going to get the handoff on the right. He is going to go nowhere. No blocking on the left side. It's going to be a loss of probably 2, so 2nd down.
Yeah, he was trying to find the backside of the defense, and unfortunately that opportunity was plugged up there by number 11, Noah Kennedy, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That heavy set, the heavy set's doing some interesting looks out there for the Colts. They scored off the wheel route from the heavy set. This is I believe the 8th play of this drive, and the Colts are going to take a timeout. 4:35 left to go in the half.
We'll take one with them. We'll be right back with more high school football on Zap after this. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
4:35 left to go here in the first half, and your Arlington Colts have a 7-point lead and in the red zone over the South Grand Prairie Warriors here on Warriors homecoming night. The Colts have the ball 2nd down and goal at the 8. Cravens comes out. 5 receiver, looks more like a 5 receiver look, but Nelson's on the line as a blocking tight end. So 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Cravens back by himself. He sends Nelson in motion. And he's going to roll out to the right. He is looking. He's looking. There's nobody there. He's going to try to cut back in the middle, and he is brought down hard back at the 17-yard line. Cravens was looking to his right for Moore, and Moore was just blanketed.
44 and 31, Noah Adams and Camden Peterson combining to get the coverage sack. He was looking to pass, and there was just nobody open. Tried to find a crease back up the middle, and that crease was covered very quickly.
As we bring up 3rd and 16, he possibly had the ability, if he could tell Nelson to go with him and block, he could have gained something out of that instead of losing 6. Now it's 3rd and 16.
Just don't get sacked, and you're still in field goal range.
And Cravens gets the snap. He's looking to the right. He's looking to the left. And that ball is caught. Touchdown, Brown. He finally makes the connection. He's won it all night. Brown catches it on an inside post. In stride. Touchdown, Colts, 20-7. That is the connection. Cravens has won it all night was to Brown. He hasn't had a chance to hit him. He finally gets him on the inside post. This one to the left. And Brown's not going to miss an opportunity like that. 20-7, pending this extra point. We can make it 21. 3:48 left to go in the first quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter. I'm sorry. I don't know what quarter it is. The snap, the hold, the kick, and that is good. 21-7. Colts lead. 3:48 left to go in the first half.
There we go.
Second quarter. I'll figure out what quarter it is by the fourth quarter, all right? We're going to step aside real quick while I get my brain. This is Zach on Productions bringing you Colt football presented by John Wade Roofing.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
And we're back where the Arlington Colts have a 21-7 lead in a battle of two first-place teams in District 8-6A. I mean, there's only 4 teams that have a 1-0 record in 8-6A through one district game, but these teams are tied for first place, and the winner of this is in a two-way tie or possibly have sole possession of first place, depending on what the other outcomes are around the area.
Well, and they're the only 2 undefeateds overall, so there's a little bit of bragging rights at stake as well to see who can keep that undefeated streak alive.
As that ball is kicked off, it is going to be fielded at the 4-yard line. And the fielder's going to run up. He's going to make a man miss. He's going to be brought down at the 29, possibly the 30-yard line.
Amari Wyatt on the return for South. One of the other 1-0s in district is Bowie, and they're playing their Battle for New York rivalry game against Sam Houston. Bowie currently leads that one 21-0. That game also on the Zap Network. Tim Costello and Pops on the call for that one. Alongside Jason Holly, I'm Zach Arnold. The Colts with an emphatic 21-7 advantage, as this one is going to make it up to about the 37-yard line. Second down tempo here with 3.5 to go until the break.
As Brooks gets a snap, a quick curl, and that ball's going to be brought in at the 41, close enough to a first down.
That's Cash Clark on the reception.
The Warriors are going up tempo, 3:30 left to go in the first half. Brooks, 2 receivers to the right, has a Lucas to his left, and he's going to look. He's going to fire. Quick curl again on the other side of that is Cash one more time. Cash money right here on this drive down at the 47-yard line. And the Warriors are driving.
Speaking of driving, Sam Houston just drove in for a touchdown. It's now 21-7. Same score we got over here.
As you see, 2nd and 3. Brooks going to hand the ball of time to Lucas. Lucas is going to be met in the backfield. There's going to be a holding on the backside.
It's
2 flags fly in.
either a hold or a face mask. Our vantage point wasn't that great. It's one of the 2.
2 flags came flying in the same spot down at about the 49-yard line.
It is a face mask. Jay Holly Sr. saying kick 'em in the chat. So your Pops is tuning in while my Pops is broadcasting.
There we go. Very supportive Pops we have around here.
We do indeed.
Arlington High alumni as well. Class of 80, I believe 88, 89. So he comes from a line of Colts here. First down after that face mask. Ball at the 38-yard line. Brooks looks, fires. Cash again on the baby curl. And he's brought down at the 35. Good job this time by the Colts. Number 33, A.J. Payne, to keep Cash limited. They're finding something here, a little momentum with these baby curls. 2nd and 7. Cash is now on the right-hand side of Brooks. Pistol set. Brooks looks to his left, looks to his right, slant route, and he has pressure in his face. Brooks is rolling out to his right. He gets rid of it, and that ball is out into the stands. Third down.
Yeah, pressure applied on that one by number 44. Hayden Bostic pushed him out of the pocket, and though he was out of the tackle box, that gave him the freedom to be able to throw it away as he did. Harmless incompletion, didn't try to force it, just lived to fight another down. 2:26 to go until the break.
Brooks is coming back out. This time he has two receivers left and right. Lucas is in the slot, and he looks to fire to Lucas. He has to drop back, pull it back in, and that ball is caught by Lucas on the slant. Inside 5, touchdown, Warriors. He looked for Lucas. He had the pump fake. Lucas was able to break it inside, had open space. Once he catches it on the slant, now the Warriors are down 7. 2:12 left to go in the first half.
Well, and they get the ball to start the second half because it was that kickoff return for a touchdown that started the ball game for Arlington. They have a chance for a 2-for-1 if Arlington is not able to do anything in this final 2:12.
As we wait for this extra point, it's always weird to see teams come out in this swinging gate formation before an extra point, as that ball is up and good. 21-14 Colts lead. They'll be getting the ball back after this kickoff. We'll step aside. Colt football presented to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, then you need to see Yasik South in Euless. Yachty is a proud Arlington ISD product, a graduate of Lamar, and the voice of the Volunteers since 2021. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned buyer, or just looking to boost or rebuild your credit, Yachty's direct approach is why his customers become customers for life. Call or text 817-706-5679.
2:12 left to go in the first half. Your Arlington Colts lead 21-14. Fans, thank you for joining us tonight here at the Warrior Bowl, the Gopher Warrior Bowl, but tonight is just the Warrior Bowl, as South Grand Prairie is the home team. Zach Arnold Productions bring you all Arlington games, football, and I believe baseball as well.
We'll be back.
We'll be back for baseball season. The Colts will get the ball back with 2:12 left to go, and we'll see if the Warriors want to kick to Revere. Revere already has an 100-yard kickoff return, which he started the game with. Let's see if he can get another one. As Garcia lines up, he kicks the ball off. This ball is in the direction of Burton. Burton fields it in his own end zone, and he's looking for blocking. There's a block there. He's going to get swallowed up at the 13-yard line. Not enough blocking by the Colts on that kickoff return. 2:06 left to go. So it looks like we'll get a play and then a 2-minute warning, which I believe this is the first year in high school they've implemented the 2-minute warning.
It is. Mark Birch, the class of 99, tuning in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night. After the sun went down, Jot, it cooled down quite a bit and has turned into a very pretty night for football.
Very pretty night for football. We were out with the people. We're not in the press box tonight. We voted against it because of the way the cameras worked last week for the Bowie Grand Prairie game. So he said, you know what? Zach's the man of the people. You might as well join the people. As the Colts come out, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Revere to the right of Coleman Cravens. Got 2:06 to drive. 86 yards for a touchdown.
I would settle for field goal range.
And the first play, Cravens pulls it back in. He's going to fire up to the right, bubble screen. And more. He's going to fight, driving his legs down at the 26-yard line.
Effort. That's just good effort by Moore as he takes us to the 2-minute timeout. He'll move the sticks. We'll move to a quick commercial and be back with the final minute 59 when we come back. PDA Advocacy Group supports CCMR, college, career, military readiness, a set of educational standards designed to help students be better prepared for post-high school life. If college-bound, take entrance tests, dual credit courses, earn a 2-year degree prior to graduation. If you're going to a career, take classes that will result in industry certification, mechanic, computers, welding, etc. The options are vast. Military? Enlist in the armed forces as a career. CCMR, driving towards success in life. Thanks so much for being a part of this ball game with us here tonight. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold. Fans, a reminder, just stay tuned for the halftime that we've got here at the Warrior Bowl. Halftime show is presented by our friends at Taqueria Taco Express. We'll have some thoughts and impressions on this very exciting first half, as well as an opportunity to see Arlington High's halftime performance. And then we'll do an interview with Coach Peach during the homecoming festivities that South will be doing. I don't think anybody really wants to watch that more than listen to the great conversation we had with Coach Peach. All that and more to come during halftime, so don't go too far away.
As Cravens gets the snap, Revere following behind his blockers to the left. Revere makes a man miss at 25. He cuts back, looking for blocking, and you find a block on the outside. Makes a man miss with the stiff arm. He runs out of bounds at the 39. Good job by Revere. Find a cutback there. Cravens was trying to be a lead blocker. He had more on the backside, pick up a defensive end. That is a first down for Arlington High.
It's a great dig into the turf as he's able to change direction and make his way to where the greenery is, outrun a defender, and move the sticks and get out of bounds. Just a great athletic move and a heads-up play to stop the clock at 1:48.
1:48. The ball is at the 39-yard line. Revere's going to take a breath as he's going to go off to the sideline. Two receivers to the left, two to the right, tight end on the right of Cravens. Cravens sends the man in motion. Grand Prairie, three-man rushing. Cravens looks, has the tight end, catches it at the 37-yard line. He makes a man miss. He jukes. He runs a man over. Oh, my goodness, as he's brought down at the 43. But that was a beautiful stiff arm, throwing a man to the ground. Only gains of 5 yards, but it makes a statement with it.
Clock is rolling at a minute and a half. Head coach Scott Peach in his 23rd season standing close to the line judge in case he wants to stop any action. Looks like we will play on with a minute 20 to go until the half.
Colts still have 2 timeouts. Warriors have 3. 1:15 left to go. Revere's going to stay on the sideline. Come out, 2 receivers left and right again. Nelson as a tight end. Coleman looks. Craven, he looks, he's throwing, and he is going to throw an interception as that is a push-off, but no flag is called, and the Warriors are going to get the ball at the 36-yard line. No flag on the push-off. It was going to Burton, and Burton just got pushed back by the cornerback for the Warriors.
That's 2 versus 2. Cade Wallace defending Burton, able to get away with extending the arm and getting the ball back.
1:01 left to go in the first half.
And now South has the opportunity to tie it up and get the ball out of halftime.
That's a dangerous throw there because Cravens takes a shot in the process of throwing the interception. You got to either get rid of that ball or go out of bounds. You got to slide or something. When you see the man coming at you, you got to have better awareness not to just throw the ball into coverage. As you see Brooks, he looks, he fires on an out route. That ball is caught by Cash down at the 34-yard line. The Warriors are moving.
55 seconds until the break.
Brooks has found his momentum. He found his composure. He's doing a good job of completing the ball to Cash. As they're going no huddle, 2nd and 5. Brooks looks to his left again. No pressure in his face. Now he has a little pressure on the backside, but he's looking. He rolls out to his right. Cash, and that ball is dropped.
Nearly picked off on the other end.
Number 9, Troy McDaniels has it and dropped it. That was a pick that would have sealed the first half for you. But now it's 3rd and 5.
With that type of play, you know that it's 2-down territory. You go for it because you know you've got 2 downs to get the first down here.
Double stack, look. Brooks, he looks to his right. He sees a man, and he's going to fire that ball out, caught at the 24-yard line, and nothing else. Number 2, Cade Wallace.
The young man who just got the interception out there running routes as a wide receiver as well. He's listed as a wide receiver / defensive back, and he moves the chains there. 43 seconds until the half.
Trips left for Brooks. Brooks is on fire, 43 seconds left. He's looking to the left. He has a man running the slant. He's going to roll out with him. Nobody out there on the spot. He has pressure, and he is going to go. He makes a man miss. He's going to try to make another man miss, which he does, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Don't know if that's enough to move the chains, but they are a lot closer in field goal range, still have all of their timeouts. That's a good pickup on first down. 32 ticks until they hit the showers.
They didn't give him the first down. It's 2nd and 3. Arlington electing not to have a spy on Dylan Brooks, who's fast. We've seen him in a lot of baseball as he has his ball to Lucas. Lucas is swallowed up at the 15-yard line, going nowhere. 3rd down. Brooks, we've seen him use his speed. We saw a lot of it in baseball this past season as he played center field for the Warriors baseball team. As the Warriors are going to call a timeout, we're step aside.
I think we've paid all the bills. I think we're good.
Paying the bills on Friday night. It was almost the first of the month. Next week, I guess this statement would work, but we have a bye week.
We do indeed. It's a very rare triple bye week where all of the teams that we cover, Arlington, Sam Houston, and Bowie, are all at a bye next week. So I'm taking my wife out to Tyler State Park. Tim Costello's taking his wife out of town. Last I heard, Granbury was a possibility. Are you doing anything for the bye week?
I believe my wife will be taking me out somewhere.
There you go. All of us taking advantage of the week off before we bring out some really special stuff in the weeks to come. I'll just say this, since we cover both Arlington and Bowie, when both of those teams play each other, we're really able to consolidate resources, and it will be a very, very special production in a couple of weeks' time when Arlington and Bowie face off at UT Arlington.
But we got a few weeks until then. Right now, 26 seconds left to go. A bunch pistol look for the Warriors as that ball is handed off to Lucas. Lucas makes a man miss. He gets the first down. He's keeping those legs moving, and he is going to be brought down around the 5-yard line. Offensive line for the Warriors came to help him out. Now the Warriors are 5 yards away from tying this game up. Lucas is committed to San Diego State, trying to follow in the footsteps of San Diego State great running back Marshall Falk. Bunch pistol look again for Dalen Brooks. Lucas is in the backfield. Ball's at the 6-yard line. 18 seconds left to go. Brooks looks to the sideline. Look for a rollout here. Wallace is waving his hands. He might roll out on some type of zig route where he comes in and cuts back out towards the sideline. Clock runs. And his ball is handed off to Lucas. Lucas is trying to make a man miss. He's looking for the pylon. He makes it all the way to the pylon. Touchdown, Warriors. Josiah Lucas cut inside, used his speed to bounce it back out, made it to the pylon before a Colt could reach him. And now the Warriors are 1 point away from tying this game up. And for the Colts, they have blown a 14-point lead
after overcoming a 14-point deficit last week.
As we wait for this extra point, it is up, and it is, almost blocked, but it is good. 21 all, 10 seconds left to go in the first half. The disappointing thing for Arlington is that the Warriors will get the ball back to start the second half.
So you need a big defensive play is what you're saying. The defense had their backs up against the wall on this possession, obviously. When it's in super plus territory around the 30, 35-yard line, that's a very, very tough ask, especially late in the half when you haven't had the time to rehydrate yet. It's one of those near impossible tasks. And when you've got a talent like Josiah Lucas, you can only contain him for so long. That's his second touchdown run of the half, and he's got 7 on the season, so he's got 9 now after those 2 runs. That is what South Grand Prairie is all about, and they're showcasing it again here tonight.
But if you want to be a district champion,
100%.
Bend don't break has to set into the
100%.
mind of the defense. And dropping a pick at the 4-yard line on a ball that hits you clearly in the hands in front of the receiver is something that you can't do if you want to be a district champion. You can't force a pass which ends up getting intercepted with a 7-point lead. That's not something you want to do if you want to be a district champion.
100%. And here's the thing. You were a player under Coach Peach. I was a character coach. I was a ball boy. I heard those halftime speeches as this one will dribble all the way to Jamar Burton. Those halftime adjustments are some of the best in high school football as Burton is tackled at the 31 with 4 seconds to go until the break. Tackled there by number 31, Noah Adams. I can't wait to see what the halftime adjustments are going to be because Coach Peach and company are some of the best to do it. They made some great adjustments against Haltom, made a great fourth quarter stand in that ball game to get the 28-21 win. And so we will anxiously await what the final 24 minutes. If they're as exciting as the first half here, Jot, it's going to be a great second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a great second half. I'm waiting to see what those adjustments will be. We'll figure that out after the halftime. After we get our interview with Coach Peach. It looks like Coleman Cravens is going to take a knee here. And we're going to go into halftime tied at 21.
We're basically right back where we started as Arlington took a 21-7 lead. South Grand Prairie with 14 unanswered to tie it up before the break, and they'll get it after the break. Since it's homecoming, Arlington will be presenting first. We'll keep it here so that you all can watch the Arlington Marching Band halftime performance, and then we'll have a conversation with Coach Peach, followed by the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Don't go anywhere. There's still a lot of great football to be had here on the Zap Network. But we're going to step aside for a moment catch our breath, and be back with the second half after this.
Featuring Great Arlington High School, Colt football team, and the Colts, marching band. As we get ready for the halftime show, the Colts band would like to give a big shout out to a few of our wonderful sponsors. They're giving into the next SGP Air Service, Grand Prairie in Arlington, Pregame kickoff on South Cooper in Arlington, Zurich Brothers Cattle, and your teams for this custom screen printing and embroidery needs. The Colts band would also like to thank Band Booster Club President Gary Henry and all Band Booster Club members who are attending so many different places. Thank you. This week, we are honoring our seniors. The senior kickers are Jamie Loya, Anna Louise, Alyssa Ochoa Hernandez, Zoe Snersky, Crystal Torres, Demaria Ramsey, Jasmine Dixon, and Lisa Hunter. Our kickers have chosen Mrs. Harrow and the athletics department as their teachers of the week. Thank you for all that you do to serve our students. And now, under the direction of Caroline Luca, the Colts kickers will perform a traditional cheer routine choreographed by the dance officers to have you back up spirit. Keep it kicking. Each year's outstanding band members are recognized for their hard work, dedication, teamwork, and leadership. The Colt band members of the week are freshmen Isaiah Campos, sophomore Isabel Morales, junior Lillian Colt, and senior Terrell Pearl. Next section of the week is the Euphoniums, and the leadership member of the week is Jameson Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Colt band will perform their 2025 UIL Marching Show Chronometry. Their performance will take us on a journey through one of life's greatest mysteries, time. Time is both constant and ever-changing, an unstoppable force that slips through our fingers faster than we can hold on. We can mark it with clocks, calendars, and milestones, but it still remains beyond our control. Each passing moment brings transition, some filled with joy, others with warning. Featuring soloists Ben Carlson, Ben Lee, and Grace Garcia, and under the field direction of head drum major Mike Fans, senior drum major Jameson Adams, and junior drum major Aaron Shaw. Please welcome to the field the spirit, pride, and tradition of Arlington High School, the Colt Marching Band. With the referee band is Nathan Buren. Assistant director, Red Lion Rose, Nathan Buren, Carlos Castillo, and Alexis Bender. Fans would like to wish the South Grand Prairie Warriors band good luck in the rest of the MLB season. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to the director of fine arts, Dr. Christopher Anderson, and the principal of Arlington.
The 2025 season is upon us, and at the time of this recording, it's the first day of practice, so it is literally just now getting underway. And for those of you tuning in on this halftime show, it's a Colt Conversation with Coach Peach. I'm Zach Arnold, and we're back again for another season of these conversations and another season of covering Colt football. Coach, thanks so much for having us back for another year.
You bet, Zach. I appreciate all you do, man.
Coach, we've talked a lot of shop, talked a lot about offense, talked a lot about defense. Let's have a little fun with this element here. If you had to pick one pregame meal to have all season long, all 10, 11 weeks into the postseason, you had to have the same meal almost as a tradition, superstition, whatever you want to call it. What are you picking and why?
23 years, every single game at Arlington High School. Mm-hmm. It is Whataburger drive-through, number one with cheese, no pickles or onions, large fry, and large Coke. And I have had that meal pregame 23 straight years. And the beauty of it is I know how my stomach works, so there's a routine to getting yourself ready to play with your stomach, and Whataburger hits the sweet spot. Now, after the game for 23 straight years, once we finish, send the kids out of the locker room, okay, high-five all the kids, talk to the coaching staff, Taco Bell. So I'm going to go through the drive-through across the street at Arlington High School. That order has changed a little bit, but my sweet spot now is 2 soft tacos, cut the pico, a nachos Bel Grande, cut the tomatoes with large Dr. Pepper, which Taco Bell has the best Dr. Pepper anywhere.
Really?
100%.
Is it just the concentration of the syrup, or
I don't know what it is. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's sweeter than most of them.
They've got something special.
But there's no doubt. But it's going to be a Coke at Whataburger. It's going to be a Dr. Pepper there. And the nice thing is, if I ever wrote a book, well, I've got 6 book topics. Okay. But I've never actually written one. But in saying that, one of my 6 book topics is the great diet plan from Coach Peach. It would only have 2 chapters in it, and one is heat and the other stress. But like clockwork, right, I can kind of regulate and lose a little weight during football season because today I was outside 95-degree temperature, right, for 3 hours. And then the stress that comes with football season, I don't eat a lot. But on Friday, it's Whataburger and it's Taco Bell.
What is your favorite sports movie of all time and why?
The Natural, I hate to say that being a baseball movie, but just something about Roy Hobbs, you know, hitting the home run and blowing up the lights and all that kind of stuff is pretty awesome. In football world, I'm a huge Remember the Titans fan.
Of course.
I think the fact that it's about high school football, it's about a brotherhood of coming together. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, and overcoming the civil rights movement to be able to bring a group of boys together with one cause is amazing. You know, I think that, you know, I get called Dabo Sweeney a lot, but I'd love to say I have some Denzel Washington in me, you know, with the way his leadership is. But remember the Titans. I think since we're kind of mixing in all the different sports, you know, Hoosiers. I think that was, you know, when Gene Hackman passed away this past spring, I had to show my kids who he was, and I started with Hoosiers as an actor.
Of course.
But again, I would tell you who I am to the core. I will watch NFL during the playoffs all the way up to Super Bowl. I will watch NBA in the playoffs through the championship. I will watch Major League Baseball all the way through the championship. I don't watch it year-round, but I love watching championship sports at the highest level.
Sure.
And there's just something about learning from those teams that they're there, how they play the game, the words coming out of the head coach's mouth. That's just really special for me. It's no different with my movies. Those championship caliber movies, you know, it really hits home for me.
It makes total sense. So you mentioned the natural off the top. Would you say that baseball is your second favorite sport after football, or is it another one?
Yeah, so I was a football, baseball, basketball player in that order.
Okay.
And all three sports I really, really loved. And so, yeah, baseball was my second love. I kind of think my dad's first love was baseball, even though he didn't tell a lot of people that. But,
Really?
he played at OU. He was a college baseball player up there. And then, of course, with my son Cooper coming through, I had a chance because he was a football, baseball kid to kind of coach him in baseball and his friends for a long time. And then now I don't have anything to teach in the world of volleyball, but my daughter Campbell Peach is a junior. She plays setter for the varsity volleyball team here at Arlington High School.
How about that?
So I'm now going to take in about 35 volleyball games this year, and I love it. We've Coach Spencer and Coach Nix, Coach McKinney, and now Coach Blackman do a great job with our volleyball program. But getting to support those girls and be a part is a really big deal. And the only thing I have to offer is spank the baby. I tell Campbell how to hit the ball, and then I got told from Coach Spencer that you don't spank the baby, that's not correct. And so I don't have much to offer, but I'm starting to enjoy the sport.
And honestly, the family component is the most important part anyways. When you're doing something together, supporting a loved one, like that's in my opinion the true beauty of sports is like you have that brotherhood in football, and then you have family members that are out there on the stand supporting you, and now you get to translate that over to the volleyball court.
Yeah, and you know that better than anybody. I mean, you've had awesome support from your parents, and your dad coming to be your sidekick in the booth is really special. And,
absolutely.
And so we're grateful for you and your family. But I had a great opportunity last year to fly up to all the home games in St. Louis to watch my son Cooper play receiver for WashU in St. Louis, and for my coaching staff and my players to afford me the opportunity to go do that and be a dad was amazing.
Yeah.
I do the same thing for my coaches now. A lot of them are having kids now go off to college and give them the opportunity at any time to go be with their families when they need to, even in the middle of football season or spring training. And then, to your point, my wife and I, my son and my daughter all traveled to Orlando in the name of national volleyball this summer.
Okay.
And we turned it into our trip. We went to Orlando for 4 or 5 days for volleyball and for Epic Universe, and then went 4 or 5 days to Destin Beach, to just kind of hang out. And that was an amazing trip for us.
I imagine being an athletic coordinator and being a football coach, probably not a whole lot of time for vacations, and so you got to make the most of it. Do you have a favorite vacation from the 23 years of coaching here?
Let's see. I don't ever get away unless we're off. So Christmas time we're off, I get away.
Yep.
And then the first week of the summer we take a break. And then the July 4th week we take a break. That's really the only 3 weeks off we take.
That's it.
In Arlington High School Colt football. But in saying that, yes, with every one of those, I try to be somewhere with my family on a trip.
Yeah.
We used to be really big snow skiing.
Okay.
But my wife, with all her knee surgeries from soccer, couldn't get on the slopes, and it kind of got boring for her when Coop and Campbell and I were up on the ski slopes, and she had to stand at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we got away from that some in the winter time. We started getting away to Colorado. So the first week in June when we're off, my kids are normally off at church camp with Gospel City Church, and my wife and I will go up there because a lot of my football guys are up there too.
Okay.
So we'll get around church camp, and then she and I will just get a cabin and hang out in Colorado at that time. And then we always want to get to the beach. So in July, we're going to the beach somewhere.
Okay.
And the past 2 years, we found kind of a sweet spot at Destin Beach and in Florida. So we are big beach family. We used to be big snow skiing family in the mountains. So kind of that balance there is where we like it.
Yeah, it's fun for me because my wife's side of the family goes to Colorado probably every year, every 2 years. And so I've gotten to experience the mountains with one side of the family, but my parents were always beach bums. And so getting to balance that a little bit. And then, you're going in June. That's when it's pretty hot here in Texas. So you get to cool off, even if it's just for a couple of days.
Yeah. And, I was a big lake person kind of growing up. Love to fish, love to ski, cornhole. We dabbled in that this summer for the first time. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. We had a good time with the friends we went with.
Right.
But, it wasn't great for us.
Not going to quit your day job?
No, we'll if we get invited back, we'll go and but let's just say we like the mountains and the beach better.
That's fair. That's very fair. Talking about scenery, but shifting gears just a little bit, coming back a little more local. What would you say is your favorite venue to play in that's not AT&T and not within the city of Arlington? Where do you like to go? Grinding his teeth over here. Got to really think now.
I think if you're asking me, there's so many that I didn't love.
Right.
So
it's easier to make a list of let's not go here, let's not go there.
I'm going through my Rolodex, most of them are road trip games. Most of them were not the home team. So, we're road warriors here.
Yeah.
So as road warriors, we're used to going other places and playing. And so that's why we really play well on the road because if you think about Arlington High School Colts for the 23 years I've been here, we've gotten on a bus every Friday night. Yeah. There's never a time where we don't get on the bus. And that plays benefits for us on the road because we're used to getting on a bus and going somewhere.
Right.
But do I like anywhere besides UTA or Choctaw? No. No.
That's
but,
fair.
if you look at it, do we want to be playing in AT&T Stadium for the state championship game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, I think that would be a special venue. There was a time we got close to playing down in McLean Stadium in Waco.
Yep.
But they wanted me to come both times in there. And then another time we almost played Waco Midway in there, round 4 of the playoffs when Coach Hume was down there. I would say if you said where would kind of be the sweet spot outside the city of Arlington, as a Baylor Bear and going to the new stadium, McLean, and us having a chance to go play down there, I think that'd be pretty cool. So if we played a regional final game against a team down south somewhere, or a semifinal game, I think playing in McLean would be really cool.
That does sound fun. It sounds fun for this broadcaster, too, get a college press box opportunity. That'd be pretty fun. Last question, and it's the question that I always ask. The team motto is Leave a Legacy. What does leaving a legacy look like for Arlington High School in 2025? What are the expectations? You talk about having a list. What kind of legacy?
Sorry to cut the fun short, folks, but they had a very efficient homecoming festivity, and the teams are warming up and getting ready to come back out onto the field, which means it's time for the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. They are Zap's halftime presenters for baseball and football. And just want to remind you that they have 5 convenient locations and a 6th one opening soon, which can help solve your Mexican food cravings like never before. Visit them on Taco Tuesday for their taco special, where you can get 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Order online to collect points for free food. Visit today at TaqueriaTacoExpress.com. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold. A 21-7 lead eliminated with 14 unanswered and all 3 touchdowns scored by Josiah Lucas. He is the real deal, Jot, and it's going to be up to the Arlington defense to try to contain him if they want to make a second-half surge.
Yeah, Josiah Lucas, he came in. We knew – sorry, I got water in my throat.
I'm getting all choked up.
I'm choked up about it. I'm choked up the way that you have a 21-7 lead, and then you let one player basically do the bulk of the work to get them back into it.
Yep.
Not discrediting Dalen Brooks, not discrediting Cash on the short bubble curls, but just having Josiah Lucas being the catalyst for that offense. He has 3 touchdowns. He has on the ground alone, 13 carries, 127 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Then he caught a 30-yard slant and take off for the house to give him his 3rd touchdown.
Right.
And you have to limit the best player to getting from those 3 touchdowns. This is a whole new quarter now, a whole new game being tied at 21. You can't let him come out here and do what he did in the first half. So hopefully the adjustments we're going to limit him to 2 yards, 3 yards to run and make Dalen Brooks have to beat us. You did a good job earlier of stopping Dalen Brooks. Dalen Brooks, and statistically he's 9 for 14 He has a touchdown, which was a touchdown slant to
Lucas.
but he's been sacked 3 times. Mendoza has 3 sacks on Brooks. They've had him scrambling. If you make him roll out to his left, he's not comfortable. He wants to throw across his body. So if you're Arlington, you have to keep getting pressure. The last 2 times they scored, the pressure went away. So Arlington's defense has to continue the pressure the same way they did to start the game.
Yardage-wise, it's almost identical. The yards from the Dallas Morning News put SGP at 182 total yards and Arlington at 178. 108 through the air for Coleman Cravens on 9 of 21 passing, 2 touchdowns. He does have 2 interceptions, and one of those gave SGP a short yardage field position that gave them that tying touchdown right before the half. So penalties are pretty even. 5 penalties for 40 yards to Arlington, 6 penalties for 60 yards to SGP. 83 yards on the ground to 70 on the ground for the Colts. It's neck and neck. Arlington has a little bit more passing. SGP has a little bit more rushing. Penalties are pretty even. It's that 2-0 that you see on the turnover differential that is proving the difference in this game right now.
And that 2-0 was the 2 score. It led to the 2 scores that got this game tied back up. For the rushing stat for Arlington, you can't run inside. South Grand Prairie, they're running a 3-3-5, so they have three defensive linemen on the ground. They have 3 linebackers, but they're stacking the box.
Yep.
The sweeps and the jet sweeps have worked. Pulling behind your guards only work if the backside that you're pulling to is actually helping. So that will help Revere and help Burton in the second half if your backside can lead away for Holbrook and for Nelson to find a room to work to the second level. So that's something that Arlington needs. And for Cravens, the second interception, you can't force that pass.
Right.
But other than that, he's done a very good job of being effective.
Time for the scoreboard report presented by our friends at Ika Signs. Some scores around the district. Martin being Martin, taking care of business 43-0 on their homecoming night against Grand Prairie. The hapless Gophers, unfortunately, having a little bit of issue as SGP takes this up on the near side. A crease up the middle. Flag is thrown as Pierce Ling provides the difference that keeps SGP from getting a kickoff return for a touchdown of their own. Amari Wyatt near midfield, but this one will probably come back. 43-0, Martin leading at a half against Grand Prairie. The third quarter just about to get underway. 21-7, Bowie with the lead and the ball to start the third. Here's the surprise. You were talking about the other undefeated in the district, Lamar Vikings. They are tied with Haltom at the break at 21 apiece. So we'll keep our eyes on the scores from around District 8-6A for the remainder of this ball game as well, and present to you the final scores from the end of the ball game during the postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing. But that is the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Time to see what the Arlington defense can do as they make those halftime adjustments under the direction of Coach Colby Hensley. A 4-3 scheme with 4 down linemen, trying to find a way to contain an explosive running back who can do it on the ground, as Brooks is going to keep this one on the zone read fake. He's got some athleticism as he takes it across the 30 and gets escorted out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
And first I want to point out the Haltom-Lamar score. It doesn't surprise me as much because Haltom took this team to the very end last week, the Arlington team, so it doesn't surprise me much to see that Haltom score.
Correct.
For Arlington, Dalen Brooks has legs, and we saw a few times last year, the games I was with you, especially the Lamar game, a quarterback with legs, if he gets to the outside, your end has to contain.
Right.
In a 4-3 scheme, your end is the one that's on your end's the safety net. So hopefully they taught them to keep their heads up in the second half. You don't want plays like that to start a second half.
Lucas will take it, and he is going to backpedal and get tripped up back near the 30-yard line. Probably going to lose a couple on that as we get started with this third quarter here at the Warrior Bowl. We want to extend our thanks again to Grand Prairie ISD and the wonderful people that work here at this venue, helping to make sure that we have a smooth broadcast here on this visitors concourse, as this throw is picked up off of the ground there. That is number 2, Cade Wallace, the young man who had the interception for SGP. His defender on that play, number 10, Dermot Cunningham, losing his helmet. He'll have to come off for a play.
And Cunningham came over late. They ran a double stack, and they had 1 corner on 2 receivers. So Wallace was able just to run scot-free for an open play.
Speaking of scot-free, free enough to move the sticks. This is a run by number 4, Lucas, to the 44, and it'll move the chains for an SGP first down.
South Grand Prairie is going quick here. Arlington has to get set.
Pass is batted up in the air and still going to get caught at the 47-yard line. There were about 4 white jerseys and only 2 black ones, and still somehow an SGP receiver came up with it.
That's good heads-up play there by your defensive line. I think that was number 11 there, Aaron Bishop on the defensive line, the backside. Good job to get your hands up and spot that ball back.
Zone read keeper again, Dalen Brooks taking it out of the breadbasket and running up the sidelines into Colt territory and out of bounds at about the 47. There is a Warrior that's a little slow to get up. Looks like a lineman may have pulled a hammy. They'll take a look at him, and we'll take a look at one of our sponsors and come back right after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Back to the Warrior Bowl. 3rd down and 1. Arlington with the pursuit. Can't get him behind the line of scrimmage. That should be enough for a Warrior first down. In on the tackle there, number 94, Jesus Giron for the Colts. But it is another first down for SGP as they go with tempo. 2 running backs, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Brooks looking, directing traffic, throwing to the right-hand side, and there's definitely going to be some mustard on the lettuce there. There was a little bit of tugging. I can't believe there wasn't a flag thrown.
No, that's good hand fighting. Both the corner and the receiver had a hand on each other. Brooks overthrew that to the far hand of Wallace, wasn't able to get to it. That's clean, good fighting down there.
All I saw was a jersey tug, and I thought that's what the refs would see too. This will be a handoff. This is not Josiah Lucas. That's number 22, Isaiah Tatum. Tatum with a mild pickup there. Just under 10 minutes, second half, just getting underway here.
And that's one thing that I've noticed South Grand Prairie got away from. They started the game off with a lot of split back looks. They're getting away from it here.
Trips to the left, Brooks looking that direction. Now under pressure, gonna have to throw it. And he evades the tackle, gets positive yards before he gets out of bounds. 2 Arlington defenders had him dead to rights, and he's still able to scramble away and move the chains.
You did everything that you wanted to do, that you want Brooks to do. He rolled out to his left. Mendoza had a good chase on him. Just the angle, and Brooks has the speed. We saw it during baseball season. He's a speedy center fielder. Good speed there by Brooks to get the first down.
Lucas is back in the backfield with him, and he will get it as he runs to the right-hand side, and he'll get tripped up before he can get back to the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 1 on the play there as Nate Hall, number 32, comes up with the behind shoestring tackle.
If you're Arlington here, you got to buckle up. You got to keep an eye. Your backside, Bishop's number 11, he's got to keep an eye on Brooks if Brooks rolls out to the left-hand side. But you got to keep an eye on this offense there. You have 2 receivers up top. Hopefully one of the corners, the safeties, has an eye on them. Cash has caught a lot of balls out here early.
Brooks looking to that left-hand side, going to the sideline. It is caught, and a tackle just outside the 20 will be made. That is number 6 for the Warriors, Lemuel Aguirre.
It's 3rd and inches. You know,
3rd and very short. You
Lucas
know
is getting the ball.
You know who's getting it.
He's getting the ball, or he's going to roll, or Brooks is going to roll out.
And they're going to give it to Brooks, and he's got first down yardage. Pulls it out of the breadbasket inside the 10. Hit from behind. Ball comes out, but they're going to say that he is down first.
That's a good job there to crash onto Lucas, but it's a read option. We knew one of the 2 were going to keep the ball.
Mendoza finally gets the tackle, but not before a 1st and goal for South. Brooks read the option well there. Handoff, Lucas to the middle, plowing his way to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, South Grand Prairie. Coming up on 21 unanswered points, pending the extra point. Josiah Lucas's 4th touchdown of the game. 3 on the ground. That ups his ground total to 10. one of the top rushers in all of 6A in DFW. As there's a injured Colt. As they tend to him, we'll take a short break and be right back with more high school football right after this. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. Back at the Warrior Bowl as the Warriors take the lead for the first time tonight. Arlington started the scoring with a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And they've put up a couple of touchdowns since, but it's predominantly been the Josiah Lucas show as he gets his 4th touchdown of the evening. High snap, extra point is up and true. Danny Ortega makes it 28-21 here at the Warrior Bowl. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap right after this.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Welcome back to beautiful Grand Prairie, Texas, hometown of my beautiful wife, Edna. She's a Bowie High alumnus, though. She grew up in Grand Prairie, but went to James Bowie. Over on the other game on the Zap Network, Bowie leads Sam Houston in their annual rivalry by a score of 28-7. Tim Costello and my pops Doug on the call for that one. Here at the Warrior Bowl, Jot Holly alongside myself, Zach Arnold. As SGP with the swaying arms getting ready to send it deep. And it will go in the direction of Jamar Burton on the far corner. Burton taking it to the sideline, and he will get wrestled, but won't get wrestled down just yet. He'll make it to the 30, and that's where Arlington's first possession of the second half will be. Jot, you and I were talking at halftime. If Arlington wants to stay in this, it's got to be on the perimeter, and it's got to involve number 2, Jamar Burton.
It's got to involve Burton. Revere is not getting the holes from the offensive line. The way that South Grand Prairie's defense is built, the defensive line is getting too much penetration. They're only running a 3-down line front, so when you have 5 linemen versus 3 down defensive linemen, you expect your 5 linemen to get penetration. It's numbers. 5 on 3 should win, but it's not working, so you got to work outside now and get Burton and Revere out past the hash marks and work that way.
Nelson in motion. They're going to do a toss, and it's going to be on the ground, and Revere's just going to have to fall on it. No, they're going to say it was a forward pass, so that's incomplete. That was a forward toss and an incompletion.
All that does is save you 2 yards, to be honest. Incompletion is semantics at that point. 2 yards, it still brings up second down.
Cravens was 9 of 21 in the first half for 108 yards through the air and a couple of scores. Probably had the opportunity for a couple of more if some of those young men had been able to corral the ball. A little bit of Butterfinger action happening for some of the Colt wideouts. Got to adjust that as South only has one high safety that's 10 yards deep. They're going to go across the top, and it's nearly the 3rd interception of the game. Cravens just did not see the linebacker there, and Jedrick Russell almost had the 3rd turnover of the game as he undercut that route.
So the thing is, when you run a 3-3-5 on defense, for those that don't know how much of the scheme works, you expect a lot of things, a lot of action from your middle linebackers. Your corners have to be pretty tight. They're running a lot of man-to-man here or really tight zones on the 3-3-5 like that. With a single high safety, they're daring you to throw the ball deep. Cravens has not thrown the ball deep, but he can't run because there's a middle linebacker waiting for him at the line of scrimmage if he runs.
Empty set on 3rd and 10. Cravens with a pocket, now rolling out of it. Going to his strong hand, looking for a man, and he is going to get wrapped up from behind. A sack back at the 24-yard line. and Arlington is going to have to punt it away.
South Grand Prairie came with a twist on the against the offensive line, so the twist is confused. And Cravens panicked. He still had the numbers 5-on-4, but he panicked and rolled out to his right instead of trusting his offensive line there. When you roll out too far, your line's not there to protect you, and Cravens is out there as a sitting duck with no receivers getting open.
High snap for Lang, just barely gets it away, but it's a wobbler that's barely going to make it to midfield, not even. Great field position for the Warriors when we come back with 7:09 to go in the third quarter. It's high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Brooks is looking deep on the very first play of the drive, and it's in and out of the hands of Cade Wallace, literally in and out of his breadbasket. Had his man beat, put it in his hands, outstretched, and cannot complete the catch. That would have been a dagger there, Jod, if it was complete.
Yeah, that would have been a dagger. Brooks had time. A simple play action, one-on-one deep post to Wallace. Wallace might be cramping. He might just have his feelings hurt because he dropped the ball, so he's in there taking a moment, stretching it out. But that's a ball he's got to complete. Arlington was not expecting a deep play action like that. While they check on Wallace, we'll step aside real quick, and we'll come back on the other side of this commercial.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Welcome back to Grand Prairie, Texas, home of the Gophers and the Warriors and the home of this Zap broadcast. Very excited to have you along. The temperature has dropped after the sun went down. We're in the mid-70s right now. It is a cool and beautiful night for Texas high school football. 2 receivers set to the right and 1 to the left. Pistol formation here for South. Brooks will give it to Lucas, up the middle, cuts near side, into the next gear. Trying to shed a tackler, loses his headgear as he punches his way into the red zone. Big, patient run that time by Josiah Lucas as he finds and then creates.
The defensive line had him back there. He found he was patient enough to wait for a hole. The defensive line, though, had him at the line of scrimmage.
Lucas again, up the middle, Josiah Lucas. Touchdown number 5, South Grand Prairie. It is the Lucas show, 4 rushing touchdowns, and that's been one of Arlington's bugaboos all season, Jot. They gave up a bunch of rush yards against both Weatherford and Haltom, and they're giving up a lot of yardage on the ground. As a unit, the Arlington defense came in averaging over 350 yards per game and almost 23 points per game. This extra point will be point number 35, and SGP has gone out in front by 14. 6:38 to go in the third. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster, no hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of 97, Trinity to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
(35-21) that Arlington's offense needed a spark and the defense needed a stand. So far, neither of those things have happened in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter.
And it feels like momentum is on the other side. A little while ago back in the first quarter, second quarter, when it was 21-7, the home side was mute. The crowd wasn't moving, band wasn't moving. Now you've given the momentum by giving them 4 straight touchdowns. all to one player. The offense now needs a spark. You can't come out here. Grand Prairie's waiting for you to try something different, but it's not working.
Burton at the 5, going to take it up that far sideline again. Got a lead blocker and going to get hit from behind, and will make it to about the 30-yard line. A little bit of jawing going on there after the big hit applied by SGP's Aiden Davis.
And that's the thing. When somebody runs the ball on you the way that South Grand Prairie is running tonight, it's a dominance thing. Because it's not something over the head where it's one-on-one,
right.
It's jump balls. It's a dominance thing to run on somebody the way you are. That's why Big Ten schools do it. That's why traditional schools like Alabama that are good do it, because they dominate you, they take your will. And Arlington's defense is getting dominated up front. A 4-3 scheme, it looked like Mendoza and the defense was doing a good job early. It has completely shifted, and now the offense has gone dry. The offense needs something here to help their defense out, because their defense is having a hard time stopping Lucas, and the offense needs to score to keep up with them.
4 receivers for Coleman Cravens and company as he gives it to Revere, and Revere takes it to the left-hand side. Sheds the first and second tackler, but not – oh, well, he does shed the third, but not the fourth. All of that effort for maybe 2 yards.
All of that effort for 2 yards, but –
and a big-time flag coming in from the back judge. They saw something that even the side judge didn't see. At some point, you've got to manage your sportsmanship, as Revere is going to be tended to on the sidelines.
See if it's personal foul.
Suffered a big hit. We'll take a look at what the penalty is. Training staff coming out to attend to the officials and the players.
But when they built the confidence, they built the momentum, it's adding to it as we wait for the flag here. Now South Grand Prairie, their team, they're playing relentless, and that's what the defense is doing. They're gang tackling there because they don't respect you on the other side because they're taking your will.
They are waving off the penalty flag. So it will be just a gain of 2, no personal foul. 2nd down and 8 for Arlington with 6:16 to go in the third.
Hopefully Revere is okay down there. He did take a late hit down at the sideline. From our angle, we can't see him, but the coaches should be hot about not having a personal foul. He got gang tackled out of bounds. Burton's sticking up for his running back, but the referee missed a bad call there.
Going into halftime, SGP had 182 yards. According to Dallas Morning News, they now have 298. They've racked up over 100 yards of offense in just 6 minutes.
Coach Peach is having a word with the referee. The team's around him. The team is sticking up for their running back, but now this is where you take that and you take that as motivation.
I was about to say, is this the moment that a spark is lit because they're disrespecting your running back? We'll have to wait and see as play gets ready to resume here in Grand Prairie.
South Grand Prairie with the 3-3-5 stack still. You gotta find something to get over.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Arlington has not put up very many points since the second quarter. And if they did, it was early in the second quarter. Only 14 points of offense and then 7 points of special teams as they fake, and they're going for Burton over the top. He has to hold up to make the catch, but he does. If he hits him in stride, that's a touchdown. Burton able to come back to the underthrown ball, and it's into South Grand Prairie territory at the 40.
Like we said a few minutes ago, the way that South Grand Prairie's defense is, they're daring you to throw the ball deep. That is a deep ball that you needed there. You needed the deep ball over the head, and that will back off those corners that are playing 5 yards up on your receivers. If you get another one to Burton or Brown, somebody here that can stretch the field, you get another one of those, South Grand Prairie's defense is going to start thinking now.
Jet sweep to Burton. He's going to take it to the right-hand side, lower the shoulder, and pick up about 4. Decent pickup, but did get popped just across the line of scrimmage, and it will be 2nd down.
We've yet to see Revere come back. Hopefully he's okay down there on the sideline. We have yet to see him come back in, but the way the Arlington offense is moving now, you gotta do this for him.
That's number 6, Christian Moore, in the backfield with Coleman Cravens right now. A 4-receiver set, 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Cravens will bring Burton in motion. High snap. They'll give it to Moore. And he'll take it to the far side. And Moore breaking free inside the 20 and finally wrestled out at about the 16-yard line. Christian Moore is a super athletic young man, and he deserves these reps, John, and he proves it right there.
He proved it right there. He found a hole. He cut back. He made the first man miss, juked the second defender. So good job by Christian Moore. And then he fought for more yards. He could have went down easy at the 20. No. He broke off 2 more guys on the way out of bounds. Good job by Christian Moore. Now you're in the red zone with a chance to try to cut into that 14-point lead.
Just under 5 minutes to go in the third. Still a lot of football left to play. Man in motion. They're going to go to that left-hand side this time. And the corner is caught. Still no flags. Inside the 15, down to the 14. They tried that jet sweep the opposite direction. This time the handoff was to number 3, Jackson Nelson. He'll pick up a couple. They're going to give him 3, 2nd and 7.
And the backside offensive line missed, but that's a good job by Nelson using his speed to cut far enough outside. He had Burton there. Burton's fighting a bigger corner.
Right.
So he's trying his best to hold that block, but just enough to get you 3 yards is better than taking a loss.
Nelson with a lot of lateral running before he was able to get upfield a little bit. Probably covered about 30 yards, but only gave 3 positive. 4 receivers again. Cravens looking to throw to one of them, going to step up and take off. Nobody's covering Coleman, and he makes him pay. Touchdown, Arlington. Trying to see if we can make instant replay work for y'all. Unfortunately, we're going to have to settle with whatever live action we can get as Coleman Cravens on the QB scramble, proving why he's a dual threat, and takes it in for a Colt touchdown.
That's a good job by Cravens. All it took was that one deep ball, and you've opened up South Grand Prairie's defense now. Now that those linebackers that are waiting for Cravens to run, Cravens has the room because those linebackers have to cover.
Exactly 4 minutes to go in the third period. The Colts are back down by 1 score. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing, right after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Jot, you were talking about how you've been covering a couple of blowouts recently. Now you've got a 1-possession ball game with 16 minutes of game time left.
Yeah, it was interesting because Tim Costello says we always seem to get either the blowouts or get the games that go the longest. So hopefully, maybe it's just me that gets the game that go the longest, and you get to feel what Tim says he feels having the longer games.
Who was with me on the call for that Keller game that had a lightning delay?
I think I was there for one of them.
I think it was me and my pops. You and Tim were on that other game. That player had a knee down. Yes, thank you. That took a while for the whistle to blow, but the up man had a knee on the ground when he received it. That was number 10, Kenneth Peck, the senior defensive back. Got popped anyways because he tried to take off and run. And now the Arlington defense with an opportunity to get a stop and get the ball back.
And that's the perfect way of doing it. Don't call a flag on it. If he gets up to run, you have to learn your lesson.
Right.
And then that takes that momentum and that intensity and aggression that South Grand Prairie thinks they've had because they've dominated you early in this quarter, and it slowly starts bringing it back this way.
Pistol set here for Brooks and Lucas. They're going to give it to Lucas. Left-hand side. Maybe a yard on the play. Couple of Colts bringing him down. I see number 94 in there, Jesus Giron, along with Luis Mendoza. 4 receivers as they're quick to the line. Low snap. Brooks looking to pass. Doesn't have anybody. Switches the other direction. Loses his footing, and he's just trying to throw it somewhere. And I don't think that got back to the line of scrimmage, but he was outside of the tackle box. No receiver in the area.
No receiver in the area. He made it outside the tackle box on the scramble. So that's going to be just an incomplete pass.
Incomplete, says the referee, but it is 3rd down and 9. Arlington with an opportunity for a big stop here.
And that's good defense so far. You have to keep it up here. Don't lack off because it's 3rd down. Do what you got to do and get off the field.
Looking to pass, man in his face, and he gets away.
You got to wrap up, man.
Jalen Brooks escapes the sack and moves the chains. I thought Hayden Bostic had him for sure, and instead it's a 1st down for South.
You have to wrap up there. You had your chance to get off the field. Brooks was accepting of the sack. You got to wrap up. It's a free shot.
Instead, they have it near midfield at the 48. Brooks will give it to Lucas, and he will get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. 35-28 the score. Arlington with an opportunity to get the ball back. Could not stop the scramble on 3rd down. 2nd down and 10 now here for the Warriors. So rollout, trying to go on the dump off underneath, spinning out of a tackle. And again, the Arlington defense not wrapping up until it is much too late. Cash, Clark, money to move the sticks, as about 3 or 4 Arlington defenders had trouble getting to him. And it looks like Mendoza was a little slow to get up. They're calling an official's timeout for him to step off for a play. I don't think we'll need to call a full timeout here. Mendoza's okay, but he has to come off of the field because of how slow he was to get up. Ball's going to be placed at the 36-yard line. 2 minutes and 45 seconds is what shows on the game clock. Warriors with the ball and the lead. And according to Dallas Morning News, over 200 rushing yards combined between those 2 men in the backfield.
Hopefully they're ready for a pass here.
Nope, they're going to stick with the ground game. Josiah Lucas is going to get wrapped up from behind. He actually rolled over his defender and got back up and ran for a few more yards. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This drive, they've stepped away from Lucas a little bit. Brooks has done a lot on this drive with his legs. The Colts, earlier in this drive, were getting to him. Now they got to get back to getting to him again.
Brooks to pass. Didn't have his outlet man, throwing off his opposite foot, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Cade Wallace, who was coming across the middle of the field. Could not make the connection, and it's another 3rd down. But, John, depending on how strong of a leg Danny Ortega has, this may be 2-down territory at 3rd and 5.
Yeah, 3rd down, it's going to be 2-down territory the way that they're going now. Shout out to Batiste there coming in for Mendoza. Good defense on that previous play.
Josiah Lucas doesn't need to worry about if it's 2-down territory, as he makes it 1st down territory, running all the way to the 24. You know what's coming, and you still can't stop it. That is one of the crazy things.
The thing is, it's edge contained here. He's waiting for an outside edge, and he's cutting through it.
And then when he doesn't find it, he knows that he's got a hole up the middle like he did right there.
Right.
As he plows ahead for 5 or 6 on that 1st down run.
Eventually, somewhere you're going to have to blitz. You're doing a good job blitzing to get the Brooks, but now you have to blitz to stop Lucas.
You got to blitz the run.
Somebody's got to contain.
You got to blitz the run and go man-on-man to these wide receivers. As dangerous as they may be, I think Josiah Lucas is just more dangerous right now.
And you have enough players on your sideline that you could run a 5-2 type of defense. If it's going to go man-on-man and that's what they're doing, you need to bring either somebody that can hit hard or fill a gap to stop Lucas from getting
And they
runs.
bring the run blitz right there on 3rd and inches. It looks like they heard us from all the way up here, Jot. It's 4th down.
That's a good job. Now you got to do it again because South Grand Prairie is not going to kick the ball here.
Yeah, you're not. I don't see Danny Ortega anywhere. So this is a 4th down. And the Colt faithful need to make some noise. They're all sitting down for this 4th down and about 4.
Watch his legs.
And they got him to jump. Free play, 5 yards to the end zone. Interception doesn't matter. It's going to be 1st down.
You're a defensive lineman. Your job is to watch the ball.
Got him on the hard count. Got him on the hard count. They haven't done that all ball game, and they get them there on 4th and 4.
That is attention to detail. You're a defensive lineman. There's no reason for you to ever jump when the ball is in front of you. The ball is, you are lined up with it.
They're trying to anticipate, over-anticipated, and it turns into a South 1st down. Lucas. No, it's Brooks up the middle. Dalen Brooks plows across the goal line and a flag thrown as his helmet comes off. That is a South touchdown and mustard on the lettuce. Soon as Arlington gets a score, South answers with one of their own. Blow for blow in this District 8-6A ball game. Cravens on a quarterback keeper, punching it in to make it a 7-point game.
Eventually, if you're Arlington, you have to get a stop.
Dalen Brooks says, anything you can do, I can do also.
Personal foul is going to be assessed on the kickoff. It's on Arlington number 9 as we wait for the extra point to go up to make this a 14-point game. And we have a bad snap, a bobble, a low kick, and it's still good. 42-28. Going to step aside for one more commercial break before we go to the fourth quarter. 1:02 left to go in the third. Warriors lead 42.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Welcome back to the Gopher Warrior Bowl. 42-28. Warriors lead. 1:02 left to go in the third quarter. And the Warriors, after getting a touchdown on the run on the legs of Dalen Brooks, extended the lead back to 14. It was at 7 after a drive from Coleman Cravens. After a drive that led with Coleman Cravens getting the touchdown with his legs. After the touchdown, there wasn't a sportsmanlike conduct. So now the kickoff is going to be kicking from the Arlington 45, basically to the end zone, which neglects anything that Burton and Revere can do if they have enough room. If you're South Grand Prairie, just kick this out the back of the end zone or possibly look for a script kick. As this ball is squibbed, it looks like an onside, and it bounces off the chest of our Arlington player, and South Grand Prairie recovers it. You have got to be kidding me. You keep your heads on a swivel when the ball is kicked. Why would you expect anything deep when they've already kicked it deep twice? And now South Grand Prairie, after basically their version of onside kick, it didn't go 10 yards, but it bounced off a chest of an Arlington player. South Grand Prairie is going to get the ball at around the 35-yard line of Arlington.
Coach Peach is pretty livid about something. We'll have to see what he is chewing out the officiating for. Offside against South.
That works out to your
That
benefit.
saves Arlington's lunch right there.
Now you know South Grand Prairie they have to re-kick it. The ball's going to be kicked at the 50 instead of the 45. Be prepared for another onside kick. You got one once. Why not go for it again and try to take the rest of the wheel of the Arlington Colts? After that 5-yard penalty on the offsides, the ball is now spotted at the 50 instead of the 45. Burton and Revere back to receive. And hopefully the Colts have their head on a swivel. As this ball is kicked into the air, Burton and Revere calls off Burton, and it's a live ball that bounces off of Revere's chest out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Revere went to catch the ball instead of letting it go into the end zone. So now the Colts will take over at the 1-yard line.
Oh my goodness.
And when you have alignment, assignment, and attention to detail, somebody didn't pay attention to the details around them. And now you have the ball at the 1 yard line, down by 2 scores with 62 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
They literally have to go the length of the field just to make it a one-score game again.
If you're South Grand Prairie, you're going to blitz every play because you now know Arlington.
Well, Arlington doesn't have any under center plays. Even when they took a knee before halftime, it was in the shotgun.
Yeah.
Cravens is going to be 4 or 5 yards deep in his end zone.
It's going to be jet sweeps or handoffs here.
Burton is in the backfield with him.
This is it's not good. It's no bueno. It's no bueno.
Man in motion. Burton's got it. Leaning forward, taking defenders with him to the 5. He'll pick up 4, but they've still got their work cut out for him.
And that's a good run by Burton there, keeping his legs moving. 50 seconds left to go in the third. Burton knew that there's no room for error there. Found the block and is laid behind one of his linemen. It pushed his lineman forward for 4 yards. Now 2nd and 6. 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
This could be the final play of the third. Standing on the goal line. 2 men in motion. 3 men in motion. Toss to Burton, and he does barely gets out of the end zone. Leaning the ball forward to get it back to the 1. A loss of 3 on the toss. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. Your score, South Grand Prairie 42, Arlington 28. Arlington will face a 3rd and 10 from their own 1 when we come back with high school football on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Fourth quarter is presented by Modern West Windows and Doors. See the difference their portfolio can make on your home by visiting their showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or by going to modernwestwindows.com. And unfortunately, I neglected to also talk about our third quarter sponsor because we were talking about our halftime adjustments. So, fans, a reminder that the third quarter that just concluded is presented by 1836 Home Inspections. They're rooted in Texas pride and can provide peace of mind for one of the most important financial decisions of your life. With comprehensive reporting, same-day report delivery, and cutting-edge technology, you can be assured with an 1836 Home Inspection Report. Call 817-382-2111 to schedule your appointment. 1836, your line in the sand. Final 12 minutes of action here at the Warrior Bowl. Arlington facing a 3rd and 10 from their own 1 as they flip the field for the final 12 minutes of play. Jot, at this point, you're just hoping for enough yards to avoid Pierce Ling standing with his heel on the back of the end zone to punt it away.
Yeah, that's it's hard when you can't come up with something to say here when it's 3rd and 10 at the 1. That's the best case scenario. Is anything under center?
I wonder how often you practice plays with your back up against the wall like this. How often does that take place during practice?
Not often. Maybe for a punter you do, but not an offense never expects to go backwards.
Max Revere is back in the backfield. That is a good sign for Arlington. They're going to fake the toss to him. Cravens is going to throw it from his end zone, and it's going to get picked off as he underthrows the intended target. His 3rd pick of the evening, 2nd one that goes into the breadbasket of Cade Wallace. Although that probably functions almost like a punt as he gets it at the 36-yard line. We'll keep it right here at the Warrior Bowl as Arlington turns it over. The 3rd interception of the game will give South the ball. And Jot, almost every one of those has been underthrown passes.
They're underthrown in a situation like this last one. Brown, it's a one-on-one toss-up ball. You have to turn it to the defender at that point if you're the receiver. And you see that it's underthrown, you have to go back to help your quarterback out. Brown doesn't either way.
This is a handoff to number 3 out of the diamond formation. Cash Clark with the carry for about 6 down to the 30.
and you go from having momentum coming back to your side after scoring to cut it the lead to 7 to letting them get down the field on plays that you've had a chance to stop them.
Speaking of stop, Cash is going to get stopped behind the line. Tried to give it to number 3 to the right-hand side again, and this time Arlington was ready for it.
See, that's a good job there. You've done a good job of getting them to third down multiple times this quarter, but you have to eventually lock down. You're still in the game with down by 2 scores.
Here comes Dalen Brooks, tripped up inside the 25. If he doesn't get tackled from behind like that, that's another touchdown run.
That's good job by whoever's on the backside, but your defensive ends have to be there. You know that they're going to do one of 2 things. They're not going to throw the ball anymore. With 11 minutes left to go in the game, up by 2 scores, it's going to be all runs.
This is going to be a handoff, and Arlington able to read that one for no gain.
And Arlington's doing a good job this half of cutting back on Lucas outside of the first drive out of halftime. But Brooks has taken over with his hands. Nobody on the outside is reading the quarterback. They're just waiting for the ball to carry inside. That's why Brooks is able to make things happen with his legs.
Low snap, Brooks to pass. Got a pocket, and he's just going to shovel it forward, and it's going to go incomplete. Just tried to dump it off to his check down man, Lucas, and it kind of flailed away from him there.
Here goes another third down. You've had a hard time this half of getting them off the field on third downs. We saw the last drive. We've seen it already once here. You have to get them off the field. Now it's 3rd and 11. They're behind the chains.
No penalties, and don't give them those 11 yards.
And keep an eye on Brooks's legs.
Double stack, Brooks back to pass, throwing to the sidelines, and he threw away that pass intended, I believe, for Cash. No, that is 1-3-13, the intended target, Amari Wyatt. And South looks like they're going to be sending out the field goal unit to try and extend the lead here.
First field goal of the game for either team. This is going to be a ball spotted at the 22, so it's a 32.
28-yard line, so a 38 attempt.
38-yard attempt.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. 10:24 to go in the ball game. The Warriors tack on 3 more after the Coleman Cravens interception. Your new score, 45-28. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing right after this. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pick-up so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Back to action here at the Warrior Bowl. Arlington with their work cut out for them, trailing by 17 with 10:24 to go. They trailed by 14 against Haltom last week, who also had a very good running back. But at some point, Arlington has to get a stop, and there have not been very many empty possessions for South Grand Prairie tonight. This one is sent deep and fielded in the near corner in front of the tuba section. Jamar Burton down the sidelines, and there's a little bit of a spark as Burton stutter steps, still on his feet inside South Grand Prairie territory and taking a host of Warriors with him down to the 43.
That's a good job by Burton there. You keep fighting. You made as many men as you could miss. Now you're in South Grand Prairie territory. Burton single-handedly after a certain point did what he could to help Arlington in a better situation. But now you have 42 yards to go to score. You're down by 17 with 10 minutes left. Anything's possible in football, but it starts now. You cannot have any empty possessions.
You still have all 3 timeouts. If you get a quick strike and use your timeouts effectively, and you have the 2-minute timeout, there's a lot of football still left to be played. Speaking of football being played, it's the 4th quarter over at Choctaw Stadium. Bowie finally pulling away. They only led 21-7 at the half. It is now 52-7 in favor of the Volunteers.
Much different than it was here last week, where it was 64-14.
4 receivers set for the Colts here at the 44-yard line. Cravens to pass. Stepping up and stepping away. He's got some room. He's going to take off and take his steps out of bounds after picking up about 5. As Sweet Caroline getting played over on the opposite side. One of my favorite karaoke night songs. That and basically anything by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I can just imagine you singing Up Around the Bend.
I can do Up Around the Bend. I can do Who'll Stop the Rain.
Hopefully Arlington can stop the rain here as they're trailing by 17.
Who'll stop the reign of the Warriors in their run game. It won't be Max Revere, not on this run play. 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, at some point, I understand in high school it's different when it comes to play calling than it is in college football, and especially as in the pros. So you work through different sets, you work through different formations. But when you're down by 17, simple things like a jet sweep aren't going to be as helpful as you think if it hasn't worked for you throughout the game.
Coach Beach calls a timeout with 9.5 to go on this big 3rd down and 5. We'll take a brief timeout with him and be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Jot, I told you my karaoke songs. What are your go-to on karaoke night?
Well, I have the voice of a cat that's been stuck inside of a garbage disposal, so I'm gonna go with none. But the song I will
you should do rap then.
No,
that's how most rappers sound, like a cat that's been in the garbage disposal.
No, if anything,
if they didn't have auto-tune, they wouldn't be successful.
I'll go with this. Rainy Night in Georgia, the Conway Twitty version, not the Kirk Benton version.
Okay.
But I'm also an old man at heart, and my dad's listening. He's probably going to tell me, oh, you're old.
3rd down and about 5 and a 4-receiver set for Arlington.
They're back in that 3-3-5 tight, more like a tight than a stack.
Burton in motion. They will keep it to Cravens, who goes up the middle. That's enough for a 1st down. Around the 30-yard line. Maybe the 31 is what they'll give him, but it moves the sticks.
That's a good job there. South Grand Prairie, the linebackers, bit on Burton because they've seen it so many times. So Craven was able to use his legs. 5 was the most he was able to get at that point in time. But you have to do something towards the end zone at some point, down by 17 with 9 left to go.
And you just used one of your timeouts. 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Cravens looking right, throwing right, and it's going to get caught. And a step out of bounds to stop the clock. Good pitch and catch there to the comeback receiver, Jackson Nelson.
And that's another one of those curls we were saying earlier in the first quarter. That's a good job on the curl. Number 5, Moore, he's there. It's a 2-on-2 situation. You got to turn around and block. That when Nelson caught that ball,
I don't think he knew he had it.
Somebody's got to turn and block. There's 2 people there.
I don't think he knew that his teammate Nelson had the ball. Clock stops after Nelson ran out of bounds. Under 20 to go on the play clock. 9:05 on the game clock.
You got to look for Moore or Brown, some type of post back to the end zone.
No motion this time.
What's the post?
Burton to that post and overthrew his intended target. He was looking across the middle of the field to number 4, Cason Brown. And for a long time, a lot of these things have been underthrown. That one was overthrown.
It's overthrown, but it's more the fact that South Grand Prairie kind of had the same thought I had. You see the post coming. They pressed up on the receivers, and the safety's just sitting back there waiting for that post to come. They've already thrown 3 picks. He's waiting for that post for Brown, but you got to put it right onto Brown's hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bigger target. He's a lot taller than Burton is. You got to hit him right in the chest.
2nd down after the incompletion. Clock stops. 9:01 to go in the 4th. Good to see Revere back there in the backfield as Burton comes in motion. And they will give it to him on the handoff. The jet sweep will go to about the 11-yard line. Good pickup there as Burton lowers the shoulder for a couple of extra yards.
Good pickup there by Burton. Now it makes this more manageable. This is where Craven's legs will come in handy here on a 3rd and short. You've already got one good read option that he cut for 5. Maybe you can get another, pull a backer out the way.
The fake, the throw, that one's caught. That should be first down yardage as they get it to about the 5 or 6 yard line. That's a little bubble screen that goes to Alex Moore. And with 8:35, it's another Colt first down.
And that's good blocking there by Nelson, too. He knew that Moore was getting the ball in the bubble screen. It's 2-on-2. You got to take whoever you can get. He a good job by Nelson to get the block there and help Moore get the first down.
Clock is running.
Double stack again, possibly a bubble screen.
And it looks like Coach Laban DeLay did not like what he saw defensively. He'll take a timeout. 2 remaining for each squad here with 8:14 to go in the ballgame. We'll take a short break and be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
8 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. It was a tie ball game at 21 apiece at the break. After that, it has been pretty much South Grand Prairie for the last 16 minutes of game time, but Arlington does have a 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, around the 6, I believe. If they can get a score and get a stop, they might be right back in this thing.
You get a score and a stop here, but that's easier said than done.
It's a lot easier to say it than do it when you've got Dalen Brooks and Josiah Lucas waiting on the sidelines.
You got to get the score no matter what. Score first.
Double stacks, 2 to the left and right. Man in motion now, 3 on the left side. Craven's looking that way. Going to step up, step away.
Look to your left.
And he had a man and instead gets popped back to the original line of scrimmage. In on the stop, Noah Kennedy, the junior defensive lineman. They're going to credit him with a sack as Cravens will have the ball spotted at the 7. Just under 8 minutes to go now. He did have a man on the crosser, just didn't see him in time. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
He had Moore coming, I believe Moore and Nelson coming across on that drag, and he was running straight down the goal line. He's open. Nobody was covering the drag underneath. They're watching Cravens. If you do that again, you have him coming down the side of the end zone line, waiting to catch it.
Revere motions to the backfield. Cravens passing the whole way, rolling to his strong side. Now he'll take off and run, lowering the shoulder, and he will get a yard or 2 before he is met by a couple of Warrior defenders. In on the stop, number 27, Christopher Ramirez, the junior linebacker. And now it's 3rd down and goal as Craven steps out of bounds with 7:27. Clock stops as the Colts sub out. This is 100% 2-down territory. And
he took a little bit of a late hit there. He went full down on the contact instead of just taking the hit. The defender brought him to the ground. So hopefully Cravens is okay. They kind of ran a similar play design again when Nelson had came. The drag is there. You have it. It's just either got to throw a drag or an out route here.
Empty set for Cravens with a tight end that now motions to the right. Cravens looking right. Not setting his feet, now sets his feet, throws to the back of the end zone, overthrows everybody. Closest man in the back corner there was Alex Moore, and Arlington's going to settle for 3 points.
When you roll out, and that's not on Cravens, it's on a design of whoever said to run this play. When you roll out to the right on the short side, the small side of the field, you've cut your ability to run in a third, a half. Cravens only has so much room he can run. He can't use his legs when you're on the hash mark rolling. It was 2-on-1 coverage. You had 2 receivers to their 1 defender up top, an out route, a drag, a fade, anything to the side of Brown and Burton is more effective than rolling out towards the sideline.
Pierce Ling on for 3 points. It's a wobbler, but it is true. 7:24 remaining. Your new score, South Grand Prairie 45, Arlington 31. It's a 2-possession ball game with 7 minutes and 24 seconds to go. We will go to a short break and be back with more high school football right after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information. Buying a vehicle can be overwhelming. That's why Yachty Pagan at Classic Chevrolet has created a guide to car buying to help ensure you make the right choice. Classic South has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, and Yachty will put all his energy to make sure you get the best deal possible. Call 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
45-31, the new score here at the Warrior Bowl. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold. Cameraman Daniel bringing us all of the fun here as we make some adjustments to how many timeouts are left. Making a lot of adjustments on the fly here in this District 8-6A matchup. Arlington bringing out a two-kicker set. Looks like a possible onside here, Jot.
Yeah, it's a little trickeration here. You need to get it onside. You're down by 2 scores.
Ling sends it up, and it will go out of bounds at midfield.
Yeah, that hurts because you're giving them the ball now in good field position. And the way that Brooks has been using his legs this fourth quarter, or this second half, I understand the process there. You're down by 2 scores. You need the onside kick to come back. But there's different ways you can do it instead of trying to do a little trickeration with two onside kickers. Or even at that point with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left to go, you could have kicked it deep and told your defense that it's contained.
Well, and see, that's the thing is, I think that is a testament to how assured Coach Peach might feel about his defense getting that stop. And he would rather try the onside with 7:24.
You have to have faith. You have to have faith in your players. If you have somebody out there that's playing, he needs to be able to work.
Oh my goodness, a triple option. They faked it up the middle and then had the pitch. I believe that was a pitch to number 3, Cash Clark, out of the backfield.
And that's the contained part. The triple option, you know the ball is going to be in 1 or 2 people's hands. Brooks on a triple option, the contain, your end and your linebacker have to be there. Somebody has to have an eye on him at all times.
Looks like an injury timeout on the sidelines with 7:13 to go here in the fourth quarter.
If you're Arlington, you got to do whatever you can to not let them get a first down here. But you cannot let them get back another field goal. You worked so hard to get that field goal at the end of the third quarter that you can't give that back.
You can't give the points back, and you can't trade field goals for touchdowns. 2nd and 4, says the PA announcer. 2 to the right and 1 to the left. A more traditional look here as Brooks keeps it himself and sheds 2 tacklers, and he's going to get away. First down and more as he sits down in the red zone at about the 12-yard line. And again, Arlington had him in the backfield. And again, the arm tackles not getting the job done.
Monday morning, we're tackling. Monday morning tackling drills. That's that. You can't arm tackle and expect to bring him down. He's a big kid. He's a big quarterback. We've seen him during baseball. He's a big center fielder. You have to wrap up. When you have 2 free shots, you can't just put your hands around his shoulder pads and expect him to go down.
Lucas with it now. It's met by a couple of Colt defenders. In on the stop, A.J. Payne and Cam Gray. Under 7 minutes to go. South content to melt the clock here inside the red zone. You can take a few minutes off and get 7. That's the best of both worlds.
I don't think they're worried about killing clock at this point. They're trying to send a message here the way they're running this clock.
Lucas to the right side. Looked like a hold, and there is the flag. Lucas will make it to the 1-yard line, but this will back him up 10.
This is a message that they're sending to Arlington, they're sending to Bowie, who they will play down the line, and they're sending to Lamar, who's in a dogfight right now with Haltom, all the teams that were 1-0 coming into the night. This is a message that we're coming to run the ball on you, and there's nothing you're going to do to stop it. And right now, that message is being proven. And Arlington's just there's no return to sender. You just got the message. You just got the letter in your hand. You can't do anything but hold it and move on.
And sign for it.
Yeah, sign for it. No FedEx man to turn this thing back to South Grand Prairie. 6:32 left to go in the fourth quarter. After the holding, 2nd and 18, Colts still trail 45-31. And South Grand Prairie is not worried about running clock.
Oh, now the play clock starts. And there's contact. That'll be an offsides. Moving back 10, push them up 5.
Some of that's on the referee, though. The referee blew a whistle saying that the play was ready to start. They were waiting on the clock, but the defender, you're right there. You see the ball in front of you. You can't make careless penalties. The ball is right in front of you. That is your job to watch it.
Don't move till the ball moves.
I played defensive line. I knew my job was to watch the ball and then hit who was ever in front of me. These guys, you have to watch the ball. Again, as there's another offside on a jump ball, good defense there by the cornerback, but there's another 5-yard penalty that'll be assessed against the Colts.
They had 10 against them for the hold and 2 back-to-back offsides. Actually, they're putting it back at the 15.
I guess they didn't make contact there enough for an encroachment. It looked like Arlington had jumped because Arlington did jump.
4 receivers here. And a pass play after the fake. And he will not make it to the goal line. There was nobody after that hit. But number 22, Tatum, lost his balance and went out of bounds. No field goals incoming yet. And now special teams will come out.
4th and 3, and now you've helped South Grand Prairie set themselves back up to get the field goal that you worked so hard to get on the previous drive.
You had to have that big kickoff return by Burton just to get you close to field goal range.
And some of this goes back to drives earlier with the careless mistakes when Revere tried to catch the ball, as that is good. Tried to catch the ball, run out of bounds with it at the 1-yard line of the kickoff return. You've had a lot of careless mistakes, but we can talk about it on the other side.
New score, 48-31, just over 6 minutes to go. High school football presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be back right after this. PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org. Back to the Warrior Bowl. Arlington and South Grand Prairie in a very high-scoring affair. 48-31 the score. Both teams with very capable offenses. Got to use this one up here when we're changing the score, boss.
My bad. I thought I did it right.
The number 8 on the trackpad has the instant replay hotkey.
An 8's an 8, but an 8 upside down is still an 8.
And an 8 sideways is an infinity.
And I stretched to infinity to get that, and you got me back. 48-31, 6:08 left to go in the game. Zach, if you're Arlington, are you trying to build for something for next week, or for the bye? You have the bye week.
Well, you're going into the bye week, and I think you're right. There's going to be a lot of fundamentals. There's going to be a lot of drills, particularly tackling and running between the tackles. Because the only thing that's worked for the run game so far has been the jet sweeps and the stretches. So there will be a lot of fundamentals that take place during the bye week. And then when we come back from the bye week, Arlington plays Sam Houston, who fell to Bowie over at Choctaw Stadium. But this is one of those big games like Lamar and Martin where you've got to figure out where you are. And I don't think the special teams knew where Burton was. Flag is down near midfield, so this one near the 30-yard line is going to get called back.
Burton's done a good job on these returns tonight, keeping his legs moving, finding anything he can Can't have careless penalties like that. No blocking the backs, no holding. You're down by 17. You need anything you can to fight back into this game. And now, instead of having the ball in their territory at the 31, they go blocking the back. Flag was down at the 39.
From the 40 back to the 30. Yeah, it might as well be a touchback instead of at the South Grand Prairie 30.
Right.
The stands have thinned out a little bit here at the Warrior Bowl, but we're still here. We're still kicking.
Out here with the people, not in the press box tonight. We had some little technical errors last week doing in the press box for Grand Prairie versus Bowie. So Zach, being the man of the people, said we're going to be with the people today.
It's been a very lively chat here tonight. When we played a Taco Express commercial earlier, my friend Matt Davidson said, that taco commercial made me hungry. Well, mission accomplished. It'll be a 4-receiver set here for the Colts, as it has been most of the evening. Cravens will keep it himself and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard on that keeper.
Fans, make sure you like everything Zach Arnold from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter. Make sure you definitely like the YouTube page. You follow anything that's Arlington High, Bowie Volunteer related, or Sam Houston for the few games that we do have Sam Houston. Make sure you follow those. You always get access to know when the game's live. And that's what Zach's here for, to let you guys know the game is live, to bring the game to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, and just enjoy. Tell your friends, tell your Colts, tell your Texans, tell your Volunteers.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Cravens will give it, and it'll be a loss on that handoff. Speaking of loss, there's something that Mr. Hawley almost lost.
I just sent the cricket back to wherever it came from. Cricket landed on my head, and I thought they were good luck, but
being al fresco, that is one of the dangers that we face here.
Well, I sent that cricket now al fresco for somebody to come eat it. I just tossed it back to.
See, and I've heard of people talking about having chocolate-covered, deep-fried, roasted crickets, and I'm sorry. There's certain things that I just cannot get on board with as the officials decide on what to call.
I understand that some parts of the world, they enjoy them. They're good luck. Nah, not for me. Don't land on my head there, Mr. Cricket. You Jiminy and whatever the crickets you come up with, nah, they're good. They can go ahead and float on by somewhere else.
I think Jiminy and then Cricket on the Hearth, the old Christmas special. Those are the only two crickets I know of. But
there's a cricket in Mulan, but the cricket doesn't have a name.
He doesn't have a name. He's just, well, and Cricket on the Hearth is just called Cricket. So Jiminy's really the only name that's out there for the cricket species. Going to be an empty set here as the clock rolls on 3rd down and 15 after the offsetting personal fouls. Cravens, 4-man rush, throws across the middle. It's caught by Kason Brown, but it's going to be short of the first down. At this stage in the game, Arlington's got to go for it.
Yeah, if you're Arlington, you keep your head up coming out of this game. There's a lot of things, like you said, you'll work on next week during bye week. Tackling, fundamentals will be, I don't know if they do work on tackling anymore in high school, but that's one of the things you work on, getting your hands around, wrap up, don't try to arm tackle, especially good runners like Brooks, good runners like Lucas, because there are other teams that have just as good runners. Bowie does, Lamar did last year. Hopefully if Lamar has a similar type of offense they do this year, it's going to be another dogfight, and you can't have those if you want to win district. You have to hope now that other teams could come in and beat South Grand Prairie, and you beat them along the way.
I will say, if the score holds up the way that it is, Haltom very well may end up being probably the very best winless team I've ever seen. They are trailing by a very narrow margin the last I saw against Lamar with less than a minute to go. Probably the most exciting game in the district tonight happening over in the Birdville area. But they led Arlington by a considerable margin in the second half, and the Colts found a way to come back. Arlington just never got the defensive stops that they needed in this ball game to be able to close the gap.
Under attack by crickets out here.
4th down now. as Coach Peach has one timeout remaining after calling that stoppage. Cravens flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to get racked back down inside the 20. And the SGP defense gets the stop on 4th down that Arlington has been so desperately trying to get in this second half. And it'll go back over to the Warriors with 4:09 to go.
4:09 to go. This game is all but over.
The fat lady is warming up.
I mean, there are singers that are skinny that are really talented singers. I do know that they do say those that are of different stature have different way of carrying a tune. I'm not a singer. I just don't know what to say to that.
You're just eloquent.
I'm just eloquent.
Did you take your Adderall today?
I did. It's 9 o'clock, though. It's probably gone by now.
Lucas on the carry as he takes it inside the 15 and gets tripped up at the 11.
Goddamn. Man, I'm tired of these crickets.
Cricket on the heel instead of cricket on the hearth, as Mr. Hawley doing a little dance here inside our little broadcast area.
Hey, look, if it's wasp, I'm gone. If it's wasp, I'm good. I will commentate from the car.
For me, it's water roaches. I cannot do those cucarachas.
I found one of them in my garage yesterday. I didn't know what to do. I tried to run up my leg.
All 4 receivers in motion here. That's still one of the weirdest shifts I've seen this season. 3.5 to go. Under 10 on the play clock. They'll give it to number 4. And Lucas will take it to exactly the 10-yard line. Don't think that is first down yardage. But it's a lot closer as we come up on 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Fans, a reminder to stay tuned for the post-game show presented by our friends at John Wade Roofing after the conclusion of this game. It'll be slightly abbreviated just because we don't want to overstay our welcome here on the concourse at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. 15 on the clock.
If you stay tuned long enough, you might see me and another cricket have battles.
Hey, you're a wrestler. I wonder how much people would pay to see a wrestling match between you and a bunch of crickets.
No, if it's a giant cricket, I'm leaving. I'm good. You can have the belt.
Handoff is to Lucas, and he slips and falls, and a flag is thrown back at the 15.
And there's a difference in the overall way the defensive lines handle themselves in the second half. As you saw in the last drive, they got after Coleman Cravens. The defensive line here for Arlington, they got after Brooks, but they didn't get after him enough to get him down.
Right.
They didn't wrap up. They didn't do a good job of containing.
See, and they were doing that in the first half. That's how you were able to get 3 sacks from Luis Mendoza.
And Mendoza, the thing with Mendoza himself and the defensive line, they pushed Brooks to his left. As a right-handed quarterback, you don't want to roll out to your left, but they've kept forcing Brooks to do it, so they're getting his sacks. But all these big runs, Brooks had up the middle because Mendoza had to turn around and spy or keep an eye on Lucas.
Yep.
If you have Mendoza spying, anything up the middle is coming right at you, and that's where the difference lies in how Arlington's defense played and South Grand Prairie's defense played. Arlington didn't have a spy as they got one there.
That will take us to the 2-minute warning. Rather than take a commercial break, we will keep the action going here as a flag gets thrown at about the 32, 33-yard line. That big stop on 3rd down may have just been negated if this penalty is against Arlington and they're not offsetting.
Yeah, hopefully it's not against Arlington. If it is, it's a frustration penalty. Big number 91 was in there on that tackle, so hopefully it's nothing against him, but
it's against the offense. Is there an offsetting one? There is not. So that will back them up another 15. And during this 2-minute timeout, we just want to take the time to remind you all that the post-game show that is upcoming in 1:52 is presented by John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was their team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all-conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or soffit repair, then call the family that can do all of that at 817-265-5520. 2-minute warning here at the Warrior Bowl. The Warriors with the ball and the lead. And, Jod, I'm looking at our halftime stats from the Dallas Morning News. It was 182 total yards to 178 for Arlington. Score was 21 apiece. This second half completely owned by South Grand Prairie.
It's owned by South Grand Prairie. The problem for Arlington is that they let up too much momentum at the end of the first half, being up 21-7, and then South Grand Prairie fighting back to come up to tie it up 21-21, knowing that South Grand Prairie was getting the ball back at halftime. That 21-point swing does a lot, and it kills any type of momentum, any type of energy you had. By giving up that 21-point swing and then throwing an interception to the next drive, it negates everything. You're now, at that point in time, 35-21. Your days just got worse. Then they added on with the bad kickoff return at the 1-yard line and not being able to stop Dalen Brooks and all the third downs.
Can they stop him on fourth down? Check down falls incomplete, and it's back-to-back. There were 2 dead ball fouls that were called, and it backed them up 30 yards. And the incompletion may be Arlington's first fourth down stop of the ball game, but it's a little, too late type of deal.
It's too little, too late, but that's a scenario we've seen most of the game.
I say build a good sustained drive here late in this ball game. Give yourself something on film to be proud of. Get a sustained drive. Work your 2-minute offense with a $1:46 to go, and finish this as a 10-point game rather than a 17-point game. 48-38 looks a lot more respectable on the final score than 48-31. This is playing pride. This is playing for reps. This is playing for situational offense. It may not help out in keeping Arlington undefeated, but there's still a lot to play for on this empty set here. They're going to go with the wide receiver screen to the left-hand side across midfield, and about the 46-yard line is what they're going to give the receiver.
Do you mind if I play devil's advocate as an alumni?
By all means.
So, yes, you build something on this drive, and that's something that you take with you going into the bye week. The problem is that when you build it going into the bye week and your following opponent is Sam Houston, what are you building besides some type of slight confidence when you've played one good team in South Grand Prairie, one average team in Haltom who took you to basically the end of the game, and then Sam Houston?
Craven's rolling out. Flag is down. This is going to fall incomplete after it goes in and out of the arms of number 24, Cannon Cambrone.
That's just as a devil's advocate there. Obviously, yes, you want to build a good drive, but when you're following an opponent after this is Sam Houston before you play Bowie and Lamar and then Martin at the end of the season, are you building false hope, or are you working towards something?
Well, they're going to have to work backwards after that penalty moves them back 10 yards. Back into their own territory at the 44 with 1:06 to go.
Next 3 opponents, Sam Houston, then Bowie, which we'll have both of those games.
We will.
And then Lamar at home, technically home. You got 2 tough games out of the next 3 coming up.
This is going to be Christian Moore who gets a lot of those penalty yards back. Good run there by number 6, making the most of his playing time opportunities as we go under a minute to go here in the ballgame.
South Grand Prairie, on the other hand, they have a bye week, and then they have Lamar, they have Grand Prairie, and then they have Martin. So they're setting themselves up in a different way. Yes, you're just building something, but Lamar will be the tough game, then Grand Prairie, and then we'll see what happens with them and Martin.
Cravens with only 3 men in his face will dump it off to Moore. Moore chooses to go for the extra yards and takes it inside the 40 rather than go out of bounds. 26 seconds on the clock at the 37-yard line. Little bit of gamesmanship there from number 44, Camden Peterson. But the clock's not allowed to start until it comes ready for play. Cravens will keep it and get sacked back at the 45. Does Coach Peach go for one more play? He does not have time to. That is how the game will end. Final score in this one, South Grand Prairie 48, Arlington 31. The Colts move to 1-1 in District 8-6A. South Grand Prairie improves to 2-0. And Jot, after taking a look at some of the scores according to the Dave Campbell's app, South Grand Prairie is now the lone undefeated team in 8-6A. According to my score tracker, Lamar 43, Haltom 44. So Lamar falls tonight by 1 point to the Haltom Buffaloes. And now there's all kinds of crazy tiebreaker scenarios to think about as we bring you some of the other scores from around the area presented by Ika Signs. Martin took care of business 68-6 against the Grand Prairie Gophers. Bowie took care of business 52-7 against Sam Houston. And then in the debut game last night at Glaspie Field, the first ever game at Glaspie, it's Seguin 68 and the Colony 30.
That's going to be one team I'm waiting to see when the enrollment hits 6A for Seguin and they finally make it up to 8-6A. That's going to be a team that will be dangerous to watch if they ever make it that far.
We never really like to give player of the game to the opponent, but without even having to look at the Dallas Morning News stats, the player of this game unequivocally has to be Josiah Lucas.
Josiah Lucas, he did a lot of it on his leg. He did basically all of it on the ground, probably around 200 yards rushing for the game for Lucas. He had one receiving touchdown on a pump fake. He ran a slant, caught it in stride, and took off for the touchdown. The Colts had a hard time keeping him back in the first half, and even in the third quarter. Late in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, it became the Dalen Brooks show. Brooks did everything with his legs on all the read options because he knew that the Colts were biting on everything inside, so he had room outside, and then vice versa. So Lucas, for sure, the San Diego State commit, he has a lot of potential. The way he was running the ball tonight, so that's a good thing for South Grand Prairie. For Arlington, got a lot of work to do stopping the run.
There's quite a bit left to do. Coleman Cravens did have 2 touchdown passes through the air and a touchdown rush. So we'll give him the Arlington player of the game, but he did commit 3 turnovers. So like you said, things to clean up as well. But 183 yards through the air, 2 touchdown passes, and then 14 rushes for 23 yards and a touchdown run. He accounted for 3 of Arlington's touchdown runs. Revere started the game with the kickoff return for a touchdown, but in the second half, it was 21-7 South Grand Prairie and then 6-3 as they held Arlington at bay. So a big third quarter that gave South the momentum and the lead, and they never relinquished it.
Yeah, it was too much for the Colts to overcome coming out of halftime. You were tied 21. Once they scored 28, then 35, it was too much for Arlington High. They spent all their energy in the first half. The offensive line started getting beat every play in the second half. It made it hard for Cravens to try to do any type of read options. The play calling didn't help because you knew you couldn't run inside, so that took away half of your offense, making everything limited to the outside. One thing that I would say, just from our perspective, we called earlier in the game that you needed to stretch their defense. They came out in a 3-3-5 stack, so everybody's lined up across from each other, playing man-to-man. They were expecting you to throw the ball deep. We had said eventually you have to throw the ball deep. He hit Burton deep, not in stride, but deep enough for almost 30-yard catch, but they never went back to it. They ended up scoring on that drive on Coleman Craven's legs, but when you knew that you had to stretch the field, you could bring in a tight end like Nelson. You could have 6 blockers. Somebody's got to stretch the field. Brown only had the one big catch in the end zone was a post, right, against their 3-3-5 because they only have one safety up top. So Brown needed more catches. On the other side, Moore had dropped a few catches early. Nelson dropped some catches. Burton and Brown, they need more touches deep. You can't just run a whole bunch of jet sweeps and expect that to work against a team that's not letting you run the ball.
There's definitely a lot to work on during the bye week. We as broadcasters will probably be going out of town or at least out to dinner for the first and probably only free Friday that we're going to have for the rest of this fall. So we're looking forward to taking a little bit of time off and then returning to hit the ground running with some big, important district games. The next Arlington game will be on October the 10th against Sam Houston at Choctaw Stadium. And then there's a game the day before that we're also going to be on the call for. October the 9th is the next ZAP broadcast, and that will be Bowie versus Martin, also at the home of the Arlington Renegades. So we'll take a week off and be back for more high school football here on the Zap Network. But that is going to do it for us so that we don't overstay our welcome here at the Warrior Bowl complex. Got to wrap up the extension cord and pack up the supplies and head home for the weekend. Thank you all so much for supporting local business and local broadcasters by tuning into tonight's game. Final score again, South Grand Prairie 48, Arlington 31 for all of us at the Zap Network. We thank you for being a part of this ball game. We hope you have a great weekend and have a great